Hi-oh, welcome back to the final whistle on a bloody hot stream. This one, and no, I'm not taking my clothes off. It is hot, it is 30 degrees, and yeah, I've got my fan on. I don't know if anyone can hear it, but we're going to move anyway. Tonight is Leicester City Mount Rushmore. Past and present players and managers. We're going to discuss which Leicester City past and present players and managers make Mount Rushmore. So we're going to have a vote. So whatever player and manager gets the most votes on this stream, by the way, we will put together the Mount Rushmore of the 4 people that get the most votes. So you'll see how it works. Tonight I'm going to be joined by Chris. I'm going to be joined by Manny. And we're also going to be joined by a few others as well. Whoever clicks the link and wants to come in and get involved. But hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't subscribed already. Please get down and do so. It'd be an interesting show to see who everybody else has got in mind. We'll do best players, worst managers, best managers, and all that. So, yeah, get involved. Let's see who's in the chat then. Reese, how are we? Kuno. Tripe and Onions, how are we, pal? Come on, let's go. Clibbo, how are we, mate? Good to see you in. Evening, Jack, or should I say late night whistle. Looking forward to a good one tonight. Yeah, we're going to try and keep this as good as possible, even though it is hot. And yeah, I need a bloody big fan, to be fair. I know Manny's got his around his neck. Good evening, everyone. Dan, how are we, mate? Locks, how are we? This is going to be a great show. Well, I really hope so. This could last an hour. It could last whatever. It could last all night. We could have a Siffy Marty party at this point. Evening all. Have you got any information for us, Jack? I haven't. Cifuentes is good as done, in it. It's just waiting for the bloody club to announce these bloody things. You know what we're like when we do all the media bits and the photo shoots and all that. It takes time. We're just not quick enough, are we, on the bloody thing? I only had a discussion about it now and it's become reality. Andrew, how are we? Renee, how are we? Let's get the boys in. I'm going to start with my main man, Mr. Uncle Chris. Leicester till I die. Chris, how are we?
Hot.
You're hot, mate.
My balls are like 2 jacket potatoes in a pot of boiling water. I tell you.
10 p.m. and a half. Mate, I don't know. Anything could happen on this stream. Yeah, we're not past the watershed yet, so we're not going to get anything like that. They're waiting for Marty to buy the camera himself. They probably are. They probably ran out of it, and that film from the bloody pound shop didn't sort of work this afternoon. But
they used it all up on Vardy leaving, didn't they?
Yeah, they've used up all the presentation money, haven't they, Chris? So they're having to work somewhere. Maybe it might be a James Bond sort of advertisement that Cifuentes comes in with Martini.
I still say they should get, and if they don't do this, they're missing out. Get a DeLorean and get him to pull up, get the wings go up, and then Marty gets out.
Great idea. Right, let's get Manny in. Manny, how are we?
I'm bringing 1.21 gigawatts of energy tonight. Feeling good.
Fantastic. So tonight, boys, we're going to discuss Mount Rushmore. I know we discussed it on the show a few days ago. We said we'd put it together. Tonight is the chance for the fans to actually have a good natter in the comments, who they agree with, who they don't. Best players and best managers, worst players and worst managers. I mean, this one's exciting, to be fair, of past and present. We've seen some good and we've seen some very bad and ugly players. So, yeah. Chris, what's your thoughts on this one?
There's a couple spring to mind straight away. I'm going to tell you. Whether anybody will remember half of mine, I don't know, because obviously I am of a certain age next to you two youngsters. But we'll see. We'll see.
If anyone wants to join, get involved. Chris is going to get his Brendan Rodgers notepad out tonight. He's going to mark it off. He's going to write the names down of everyone who they are going with. So, yeah, it's going to be one of them type of contests. But if anyone wants to click the link, feel free, come in, have a chat. Manny, how many names have you got in mind?
Let's see what comes to mind. I'm going to freestyle it. So I'm going to take a trip down memory lane as you asked me about positions, and I'm going to quickly think about some of our better teams. My first team that I remember was the Brian Little's team. Brian Little's team with sort of Gary Coatsworth and Lee Philpott and Ormond Droid, and I'm sure Chris is always chuckling at some of these old names. But it'll be interesting to see who comes up.
Chris,
I've got the proper notebook. Look, I've got a proper Brendan notebook. Oh, hang on. What have I written in here? Oh, sorry. 2 pints of milk, 10 eggs. Sorry, that's the wrong book.
It's not good enough, Chris, honestly. We expect better from you, Chris.
I'm sorry.
Chris, how far does Leicester City take you back then when we talk about the past?
I can remember. My first Leicester team that I kind of remember was Jimmy Bloomfield's, and there was some Bud. There was some. Thank you, Ezra. There were some great players there. And I was talking earlier on my stream that when I watch back ITV4's The Great Match Revisited, and when you look at the players then. And, you say like, well, today's players are better. Today's players couldn't play on the mud baths that were around then. You'd kick the ball forward, it would stick in the box and wouldn't move, an open net. And, Keith Weller's goal that he scored against Luton, which was like, Maradona-esque. And he did that on a pitch that was like half mud.
Wow. Football is very much data-driven now, isn't it, Manny? A lot's changed. VAR's come into the game. It's like an interactive bloody football game, isn't it, nowadays, football, compared to what it was back then?
No, there's more money in the game now, inevitable. The more and more money that keeps pouring in, the more serious it becomes, and the more people look at it as an opportunity to make money from it. So you are going to inevitably get sharper and sharper minds, and we've seen the emergence of lots of money-balling teams, lots of data-driven now. It's common. If you don't do that, you're behind the times and you'll suffer. Certainly very, very mathematical. Lots and lots sort of graduates get employed at clubs now. They come straight out of university. They start piling into lots of sheets of data and, lots of statistical information about players. More and more into that game. And also the tactical side of it too is more and more... It's deeper than it's ever been.
Chris, if you could pick your overall best player you've watched of all time, Leicester City, of all the years you've watched them, who springs to mind for you?
I've mentioned him already. I've got his autograph up on my wall, Keith Weller. I mean, to me, like I say, what he could do with the ball, and he wore a nice pair of white tights as well, for those that know. But apparently, his wife discovered some white tights in his glove box, and he said they were for the game because Leicester played in white shorts then, so he had to play the next game with the white tights on. Allegedly. Great story though. You got Frank Worthington from. I mean, that was just a great era, and it was like we were forever getting likened to Brazil. The problem is, and I'll tell you what. Martin O'Neill said this when he took over. He said, Everybody keeps going on about, the Jimmy Bloomfield era. He said, but he bloody never won anything. And he didn't, And the fans wanted him out, and they got him out, and we had got Frank McClintock, who, I've got to say, probably made Ruud van Nistelrooy look good.
Fair enough.
So, there was a big change. But, I mean, I loved that. Alan Birchnell, of course, all those sort of players. Yeah, I loved it. I mean, it was a great time. Like I say, didn't win anything, but, it was a great time to be a Leicester fan. I came in at I'm sorry to support them at a very nice time.
Manny, what about you? Best player? I know people would say Jamie Vardy in this modern age of the era of football of Leicester City, but who would really spring to mind for you for best player?
Well, because best is sort of ambiguous. The best player, full stop. The best player for Leicester, the best player that you saw live. the most effective player. So there's different ways of sort of that I could answer that question. So I'm going to answer it different ways.
We'll go with Leicester.
You politician, you mammy.
It's true, right? So in terms of the pure best player that I think, in terms of, I think he would make a world 11 of all time. N'Golo Kante. I think he was the most effective player in any team that I've ever seen for Leicester. In terms of pure talent, you'd say Riyad Mahrez, of course, most talented player that's ever seen. But my day, I have a super soft spot for Muzzy Izzet. It was absolutely sensational player back in his time. What a brilliant servant for the club, top man as well. Kasper Schmeichel is right up there in terms of goalkeepers. Talk about, it's not just about high performance, but high performance in big moments. And you think of that cup final, think of that save from Mason Mount that he made late on. Absolutely heroic. He made two of them, I think, as well. There's one for a header that he sort of fingered onto the post. Think about the penalty saves against Sevilla. This is the Champions League. This is the big time. And the guy stepped up in both legs and saved a penalty. And then, obviously, with his stuff about what happened with our tragedy, how he was, I love that story of him when charging out to try and see what he could do. I get a bit choked up when I think of him doing that, and he was a big legend for me too. Obviously, you've got JV. How can he not be in the equation? But in terms of pure effectiveness, I would choose N'Golo Kante.
Can I just come back to Planet Earth's comment there? As you want to just bring it back up again. He would have played for England if he'd been at a big club. Mate, he was Turkish.
He was
and Turkish. He played for Turkey in the semi-finals of the World Cup. Not that I'm being pernickety here at all or pedantic, but I just thought I'd say that. Here he is, the man in his underpants. Sorry, Planet.
Hey, look, it's David Hasselhoff, straight come from the beaches of Baywatch.
Clibbo, welcome.
Hello, mate. You okay?
Yeah, Clibbo. Talk to me how far you go back with Leicester. I've asked the lads about their best Leicester City player they've actually watched live. Manny talks about Kante, Mahrez's. Chris talks about Keith Weller's and that. How far does Leicester take you back, and who is your best Leicester City player of all time, what you've watched?
Well, I'm going to give my age away now. I can remember just the Jock Wallace era.
Oh, okay.
but more Gordon Milne. So 82, 86.
Addict's back.
And he knows. Not joking.
So at the end of this, Jack, are we going to do our all-time City 11?
I tell you what, you can do what you like.
I fancy that.
Mount Rushmore is what we're going to speak about. Everyone's going to put their names out there from best to worst players. I tell you what, should we do worst sort of first, or should we go with best first to get it out of the way?
Which position? Sorry.
Any position, you can put any players on there. So
what I'd love to do is go position by position, and people just throw out names. It doesn't have to be necessarily the best, but guys that stick out in your mind. There's a player that I was really young, and I was kind of hoping that Clibbo and Chris might be able to tell me more, because I remember when I was really young, there used to be a sort of cult hero player called Kevin Rooster Russell.
Yeah,
Russell.
Yeah.
And I want these lot to tell me a little story about Kevin, because I still can't remember too much about him, but I remember the fans loved him. But what did they love him for?
Effort. Simple. Effort.
Chris?
It was the epitome of what Leicester City were. They were a kind of average club with average players, but he was a favourite because he had a good personality and he just put the shift in. And I think pretty much if we'd have had players like that last season, we might have gone down, but we would have gone down with a little bit more spring in our step than we are now.
Can I just say before we go further, can we make it clear to Ross that this is Leicester City players, not Sheffield linked Leicester City players?
Good evening to you too, Christopher.
How you doing, mate?
I'm sorry. Do you know what? If you're going to go by worst players, I'm going to name about 10 in the space of 10 seconds. Junior Lewis, Lee Marshall, Dennis Wise, Rashid Gazelle, Danny Ward, Kevin Pressman, Matthew Jones, Matt Mills, John Curtis, and
Jones a bit hot. He had a lot of injuries.
Who was
Wout
that, sorry?
Faes. Wout Faes.
And I would probably go with. Ooh, I'm stuck on number 9. But no, they're the ones I've literally just gone straight up.
Wout Faes. Wout Faes. Wout Faes.
Akinmaye.
Ross, I thought you could name 10, you said.
I named 9 and I got stuck on last one because there was that many to pick.
Not good
Spider
enough.
Calic has to be one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever
I
seen.
never saw him. I never saw him, so I can't really comment on that one.
He went on to play for AC Milan in the Champions League.
He got us promoted.
Yeah.
The worst part. Oh my God! Yeah, Ryan McGibbon. Jesus.
Zelko Kalak is the only goalkeeper to ever get a team promoted by not even being on the pitch.
But there was a game. There was a game. I think it was the first game Martin O'Neill played him again. Ross, I don't know whether you remember it, but
It was Bolton.
Chris, you might. But there was 2 crosses that came into the box. Now this guy was about 7 foot bloody tall, and he came for 2 crosses, fumbled them both, and they both got headed into the net. I don't know if it was against Portsmouth. I don't know.
Honestly, it looked like we got him. It looks like we got him. It looks like we got him from WWE. Honestly, he was like, "Where is this? Is this guy a footballer? He just looks like some big bloke. He can't move. He looked like Herman Munster. The guy was just, he was terrible. But he kind of looked a bit. He reminded me a bit of. Do you remember Jaws from the James Bond films?
Yeah.
Richard Keel.
Yeah, do you know what's funny? I watched Happy Gilmore the other day.
Yeah, he's in that too.
Oh, mate, what an actor he was.
He had that menacing look on the sideline. He was about to come on for the penalty shootout. Everyone got distracted, and Claridge kneed one in from 20 yards. Brilliant.
You know what, though? That is an absolute master. My dad was telling me he was at Wembley, and he was telling me that was a great distraction. Because obviously, everyone's puzzled about why is he bringing a goalkeeper on the last second and next minute? I always obviously I wasn't old enough to watch it, but I just watching it back on YouTube. It's the commentator for me. It goes, it could be the winner for Claridge. It is, and then the whole place just erupted.
Lux, do you know what we're talking about here?
The playoff final, 1996.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't have great knowledge of some of the players you're bloody talking about, but yeah, I went to that Leicester Legends evening last year. Jack, were you? Were you there? I don't think you were. The one last year, and Martin O'Neill was on, and yeah, all of them were talking about it there. So yeah,
the classic
on the story
when Zelko Kalic came on, apparently, and he turned around to Martin O'Neill and said, "Don't worry, boss, I'll win it for you."
He did. That's why Martin has to be regarded as one of the great managers. That they were the little subtle things that separate the wheat from the chaff. Just his psychology as a manager, a true great for me. He has to be up there. He started this revolution for Leicester.
Yep,
right, let's start the Mount Rushmore. We're gonna go with worst first, right? So we're actually gonna go with specific topics. So we're gonna work with managers. There might be a few managers that come under mind when it comes to worst managers at Leicester City. Your Paulo Sousas, your Ian Holloways, your Craig Levines, Frank McClintock, Chris, if it would be very much in your era. Let's start with worst managers. Who has everybody got in mind for Mount Rushmore? 4 Mount Rushmore people to go in for worst managers. We'll start with Chris first.
Go on, Christopher.
Frank McClintock is the obvious one for me to go for, but I don't think it will get many votes because you lot are all so young. I'm going to go for, well, it's got to be Peter Taylor.
Tata Taylor. Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, how to go into a club. I mean, yes, he took us to the top of the Premier League for 2 weeks, but it was an international break. But he totally went in and dismantled what was a very good squad. And that's the bad thing with him.
Although, to be fair, Chris, we were 4th in the Premier League or Premiership until Teletext came along.
Yes, that's true. But look, he was in charge and he took a very good side, dismantled it, and it was downhill from there on. So for me, it'd be very easy again to go for Ruud, and I'm sure a lot of people will do. But yeah, somebody different. I'm going for Peter Taylor.
Cool. Manny? Who you
I'm
got
sure.
in mind?
I'm sure these guys are going to bring up the usual suspects. So I'm going to do it from as usual. I'm going to be contrary and different. I'm going to look at it from a different angle. And it's not the worst manager because he was doing a good job. He was doing a good job for us, but then he left us to join Wolves.
Oh,
The older boys, the
Yeah.
older
Yes.
Mark
Mark
McGee.
McGee.
Mark McGee.
Judas.
We were looking good under Mark McGee. We were on our way. We were rising. We were about to go up. And then he left us because he thought Wolves were a better option. Then Martin O'Neill takes over. We go up and start an era under Martin O'Neill. Wolves don't go anywhere, and neither does Mark McGee. Poetic justice, I think, is the right term.
Point on that one. So, you know, when I said my dad went to that game, so if you listen very carefully, if you ever watch that highlights back, you know, before they lift the playoff trophy, they're all chanting, "Are you watching Mark McGee?" So
Well, he deserved it.
Yeah, when you watch it back now, you listen very carefully. You'll see it.
Imagine today, like a championship team is in the playoffs, and you're past halfway in the season, you're in the playoffs, and then you leave for one of your playoff rivals. Imagine if you left for one of your playoff rivals mid-season. Imagine that. What a downright dirty, filthy move that was. And he deserved everything that happened to him at Wolves, and it went
Cheer
nowhere.
up, Mark McGee.
Jack, am I voting on the ones that we're saying?
Yeah, you can have a look at the chat as well. I mean, Planet Earth's got Craig Levine. Planet Earth's also got Mark
Because
McGee.
I'm going off the chat. I'll have a list of about 40 for everybody.
Wilby's got Rude in there, so Rude has got a vote in there. Paulo Sousa is in there as well from Craig.
Oh,
Gary Megson from Steve.
hey, we beat Forest.
Claude Powell from Callum.
Oh no, I disagree on that one.
David Pleat from Daniel.
He was poor, Banner.
Yes.
I thought we were just. Yeah. I mean that, but I'm thinking when I'm adding up, I can't, keep an eye on everybody that's adding everything in the chat, can I? There'll be like a list of 40. So are they going to vote on sort of what us six come up with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to go with Mr. 42 Days himself at Leicester City. I'm going to go with Gary Megson. That very first game in the Carling Cup against Nottingham Forest, he did go back to the City ground, didn't he? And he did say, I'm not going to last long at Leicester. He made a joke out of it, which he then went to Bolton. He did end up taking Mark Davies, by the way, didn't he, Chris, when he ended up going there? Mark Davies was on loan at the time at Leicester. I'm going to go with Gary Megson. That guy was a ball draw specialist, let's be fair. So I'm going to go Megson.
Wow. Fair enough.
Levine was terrible. Levine was awful when he came in.
Elvis Hammond, to his expense as well, and Mark De Vries, by the way.
I'm going to say he bought the amazing striker that was Mark De Vries.
Hey, let's not forget that absolute masterclass against Spurs. All right.
I know, exactly. I was just
when he was about 7 yards offside, and then scored, we won. Yeah.
I had a soft spot for Brian Little. He was a really nice guy, but again, he buggered off to leave us to Villa. So there was a guy that I used to like, and I thought he was doing a decent job at the time. He left, but we had a lot of rubbish. And then I used to have a soft spot for Mickey Adams, but it was the football.
I love Mickey Adams.
He was.
I don't mind Brian Little. I mean, I think the fact that it was when he went to that club, it was his club, if you like.
Yeah, that's fair. To be fair,
to me, if he'd gone and to me, I wouldn't put him in the same bracket as Mark McGee.
Yeah, no. That's fair enough, and he did a lot more for us as well. He got us up.
Yeah. Who can forget the Swindon playoff?
Oh yeah, with Glenn Hoddle.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I think I've said the slots before. For you younger viewers, I think we made how many championship playoff finals in a row did we make?
No, 3.
We made 3 in a row. We made. So we lost to was it Blackburn the first one?
Yeah.
Blackburn, Swindon, and then beat Derby.
Speedy, and then we signed him.
Yeah, that's right. David Speedy dived, didn't he, for a penalty?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So we had 3. We were trying to get up, and 3 years in a row we reached the finals of the of the playoffs. So go to Wembley. They're brilliant games if you ever get a chance to watch them on YouTube. The actual finals, all of them, including the one we actually went up in, were good games, really good games to watch. The Swindon game was absolutely outstanding game. I think we were 3 down and we got it up to back to 3-3.
Yeah.
And then they scored 4-3 and beat us, didn't they?
Another dodgy penalty.
Was it Paul Bowden who got the penalty? I think it was. Might be wrong. Anyway, and then it was just we were so close. We were so close. Then the next year, obviously, it's the playoff final against Derby. Ross, you must have been there. Tell me about that game.
Well, I wasn't there. My dad was. I wasn't even 1 at that point. So I'm only 31. So for me, so my dad was there though.
Is that it?
Yeah, cheeky bastard. It's past the water. It's past the watershed now, so I can.
You're saying it 10:08.
Well, no, it's 9:00 actually. The watershed, right?
Yeah,
but no, you think about it though. Manny, Chris, Mickey, Knox, everybody. Between 1990 and 2000, how many times we went to Wembley? So 91, 92, 93, 94, 96, 97, 99, 2000.
It was our second home, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, 97, we drew in Middlesbrough, the last League Cup final.
Yeah,
the replay. And because obviously, and again, I'm only going to bring this up once. The League Cup final was at Hillsborough in Sheffield.
I was. That was my first cup final. I was at that.
Really?
Game.
My dad, we used to work. Well, still works in Sheffield, but he literally worked about 10 minutes from the ground. He literally went to work. He went, imagine that. Oh, but you don't have to wait. Oh, just going to League Cup final. Nothing. Can't beat that, can you?
That was mental. That was our first major trophy that we'd actually won, and it was my first final that I'd been to. I didn't actually go to Wembley, but it was a replay. But the replay wasn't at Wembley. It was at Hillsborough.
No, it was at Hillsborough.
It was at Hillsborough on a Wednesday night. I think it was.
As you do.
Obviously. But that game was. They had those flash players, Middlesbrough. They had Janino, Emerson, Ravanelli.
There is rumours. Camark's still got Juvino in his pocket, apparently.
Yeah, that's right. And they had other good players like Craig Hignett and stuff. But Martin O'Neill came up with the plan as Janino's their playmaker. He makes everything work. He's their magician. Pontus Camark, our usual right back. You just man mark him, follow him all day, and he stuck to him like glue, nullified him out of the game. And what was the goal again? It was Gary Parker, long free kick, Walshy header across, and Claridge hooks it in from about 10 yards.
I interviewed Camark a few years ago, a lovely guy, and the first thing I said to him, I said, "Have you still got Janino in your pockets?" And I have him locked up in the spare room. So he's
getting arrested for kidnapping here.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So,
what we going for then regarding manager? I mean, someone's stuck in there. Martin Allen, Ian Holloway, the darkest day at Stoke City when we did get relegated that day, by the way. So there's a bad few apples. Let's be fair in the cart. So who do you go with?
It's very subjective, and I was going to go with David Pleat, the alleged curb crawler, but well, it wasn't it, Chris? It was in the.
Unfortunately, it was. You don't even have to say allegedly over that because it was.
What does that mean?
Channel taken down.
Yeah, Locks. All right, as if you don't know.
No, I don't. I genuinely don't know. Should I Google it?
Search
Google it and read it to yourself.
Yeah, but I am going to go with Gary Megson, and the reason why, I'll make this brief. I sat in the East Stand with a mate of mine who was a Wolves fan. Now, for some reason, I'm thinking it was either Wolves or Sheffield United. And I remember Matt Heath was centre-back for us. And he was the only person that got past the halfway line, I think. And it was so cold that I could have cried. And it was the most boring football I've ever seen in my entire life. So on that basis, that game almost made me cry. So it has to be Gary Megson.
We've got 2 for Gary Megson out the 4 at the moment.
Locks.
I'm going with the recency bias. Rude Van Nistelrooy. Yeah, rude. No, not mate. If as a manager coming in to a club that majority of fans didn't like the current manager. A lot of fans, chased him out of Leicester with pitchforks, Steve Cooper. And you come in and you make the team worse. And I mean, what was it? It was like I'd say it was probably 8 weeks before he kind of seemed to give up in his interviews and things like this. And once the January window had shut, he did seem to give up in my eyes. And we went on 147 days without a goal or without a home goal. He went on 2 7-game losing streaks. He broke. One of them was an 8. The only manager to ever do that in the Premier League, by the way, go on 2 separate losing streaks that bad. So yeah, I think that's my one. A bit of recency bias, but I'm going to go with Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Appreciate it, Leo, mate. Ross.
Just before you go out, Matt Heath left in 2006. When we had Megson in 2007.
Oh, who was it then?
So our centre backs that season were Kiss Norbo, and oh my god, I think it might be Richard Stearman. Richard Stearman.
Yes, it was Stearman. You're right.
Stearman.
Richard Stearman.
Right. So, lots of. All right. I'm gonna go different. So obviously you said Ruud. I would have said Ruud anyway. So what we got so far? Megson
with 2.
Megson with 2. Clibo's gone with. Okay, Megson. Who did you go, Christopher, again?
It was Peter Taylor and Mark McGee are the other guys.
Mark McGee. So for me, I'll go with.
If you think it's Ruud, say Ruud, Ross.
Okay, Ruud, all right, fuck it. I'm going to go right. Ruud van Nistelrooy. I mean, end of the day, when you lose 7 in a row and then 8 in a row, 9 games without a goal at home, losing all 9 games, and it was so painful, unbelievable.
Car crash.
And another one I will go with is Paulo Sousa. Obviously, I know we've got potato peeler. That's the most obvious one. But to his credit, we get up until Teletext came about, we were 4th in the Premier League. We were chasing that UEFA Cup spot. We just beat Liverpool. Muzzy is in Akinbaye. I was that game. And then obviously it all came crashing down after that, losing 8 in a row. And then I went from there.
You got to know Peter Taylor, though, that he didn't... it was fine when he had O'Neill's players, but when he started to bring his own players in...
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah. 100%. I mean, Matthew Jones was horrendous. Honestly, Junior Lewis's passport definitely said Brazil. Honestly...
He went everywhere with him, though, didn't he? Honestly, I'm not joking.
I can buy Trevor Benjamin.
Leave our Benjamin alone. All right.
That was £1 million.
No, listen. Trevor Benjamin did something that nobody's done for a while, and that's give Colin Moore a taste of his own medicine. All right.
That's true.
So there you go. We'll give him that. Yes, at least he tried though. Benjamin, give him credit. He did try. He wasn't great, but he tried.
Wasn't there 2 strikers that were being sold by Cambridge that year, and the other one was better, and we got Benjamin?
Yes, Trevor Benjamin.
For those who don't know, Peter Taylor inherited Martin O'Neill's squad that had won a couple of League Cups, and he's like, all the best players were at the end of that period, and they were moving on. They wanted to get to bigger clubs. Neil Lennon went to, was it Celtic? Muzzy left later for Birmingham. Emil Heskey went to Liverpool.
Is it left?
He went later.
He went after. He was when Mickey Adams was manager.
But then when we cashed in and we got 11 million quid for Emil Heskey, which was a lot of money, we got 6 million for Lennon, which was a decent amount in those days. He spent that money on. It was like, I remember when Tottenham had the Gareth Bale money and they just frittered it away on lots of nothing. It's exactly what Peter Taylor did. We brought in a load of, average isn't doing it justice. Basically a team that he brought in players that immediately took us down. There was one highlight though, because Peter Taylor was Sven-Göran Eriksson's assistant for England. For 3 months, Peter Taylor managed to get Roberto. Was it not Peter Taylor who got that?
No.
Roberto Mancini came to play for Leicester for 3 months.
The only English club he ever played for.
Yeah, McLaren was Sven-Göran Eriksson's assistant.
He was the under-21s.
Peter Taylor was in charge of the under-21s.
Under-21s. So,
Peter Taylor managed the England side for a game, didn't he?
For a game, he did, yeah.
Just, he made David Beckham captain.
Off the fly, these are the following players Potato Peeler brought in: Gary Rowett, Callum Davidson, Simon Royce, Benjamin Akinbayi, Richard Creswell, Damien Delaney, Matt Jones, Dean Sturridge weren't too bad actually. Kevin Ellison, who's still actually playing now, and he's about 55. Junior Lewis, Lee Marshall is the worst midfielder I've ever encountered in my entire life. I'm not joking. Me and Jack, right, we could go out and play better than Lee Marshall. Honestly, he was and I mean the worst midfielder I have ever seen in my entire life. So, when you do the Mount Rushmore of the worst players, he's already on there, and that's a vote. So, there you go. Absolutely shocking.
Who we got then regarding on a Mount Rushmore of worst managers, we can only have 4. So who are the names on the list?
From us, Taylor, McGee, Megson, and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ruud van Nistelrooy got 2, Megson got 2, McGee got 1, and Taylor got 1. So if you're going on, you're going to have 4, then we don't have to have a vote on it. You got 4 there.
That's fine. So there's your 4 then. Right. Next one is the worst offenders.
Oof.
How long you got?
Locks is not going to win this because he's going to. You guys are going to say players like Wout Fass, but I'm telling you, over the years we've had a lot worse, much worse than Wout Fass over the years.
You know what? While everyone's going through their things, I'm going to go through each season and what defenders we bought, and I'm going to name them and see what you think when it comes to it.
We've had a fair share, haven't we?
That's an understatement of the year.
Who wants to go first?
I think let Barry go on this one.
Oh, well, I don't want to talk bad about players, but and let's just talk about players that were.
I wasn't actually going to say Wout Faze. I wasn't going to say Faze. I'm going to just say it now. Ryan Bennett.
Ryan
Bennett.
No. I respectfully disagree, and I'll tell you why. He didn't play enough games.
Momo Silla.
Oh, he was a midfielder.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm trying to think. Centre backs.
Tony Spearing.
Right, I'm going to name some on the fly. Are you ready for this?
Go on.
Martin Keown, Chris Makin, Matt Mills, John Curtis.
Matt Mills. That was a lot of money.
That was like
5 million quid.
And
that's when 5 million. That's like the equivalent of like 50 today in those
Alan
days.
Rodgers.
Pearson was getting on the wrong end of Pearson.
That was a stinker.
But I think with Pearson.
Did he?
Yeah.
Alan Rodgers is one of his. I
was going to say he also got on the wrong end of Brendan Rodgers as well at Reading. I don't know if you've seen this story.
He pointed to the Gucci belt, didn't he?
So they were having a little altercation face to face, and Rodgers pointed to his Gucci belt and just said, "Gucci belt."
I'm the boss.
Got some more here. I've just been looking. The 2003-04 season. Steve Howe, Ricardo Schumacher, Ben Thatcher, Peter Canero. They're the ones from the year we went down in 2003-04.
A lot of those cost a bit of money as well.
You're not kidding. I can tell you our most expensive player that season. Oh wow! So bearing in mind this was a Premier League season.
So that, mate.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Moreno, by the way.
We signed 13 players at a combination total cost of £550,000.
Junior Lewis.
Because Schumacher, Paul Brooker, Danny Coyne, Keith Gillespie, Lillian Nales, Les Ferdinand, Craig Hignett, Lee Morris, Nicholas Pryor were all free transfers. Ben Thatcher was £300,000. Peter Canera was £250,000. Steve Howe was undisclosed.
Do you remember Zach Whitbread?
Oh man,
he was
Middlesbrough.
And then he was dog. Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was shit.
Right, awful. Honestly, absolutely. Honestly, it makes John Curtis look like amazing. Absolutely shocking.
John Pansel, wow.
John Pansel, yeah.
Whoa. We've had Mola Wagai as well, haven't we?
Robbie Nielsen.
Ryan McGivern.
Mate, that was tragic.
Robbie Nielsen was just a Scottish version of Rory Delap. He'd got a long throw and nothing else to it.
Let's see who else signed.
Gary Coatsworth.
He was all right.
He was all right. Steph Oakes, he was all right. Lee Philpott, he was all right-ish.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going through. I'm going through each season and see if there's anyone that we've not mentioned.
Victor Christiansen.
Yeah. It is. Oh, this one's a blast from the past. Patrick Gerbrand.
Oh yeah,
That's a blast from the past.
Someone's mentioned one. Bruno Ngotti.
Oh God.
Can we go through some of the good ones? This is all getting depressing now. I can feel like I'm just spitting out, trying to find players that are rubbish and trying to hate on them.
Tommy
Darren
English.
Kenton.
Fitzpatrick.
Wow,
Larry Murray.
Ryan McGibbon is by far the worst. It was like watching an albino giraffe trying to waltz.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be difficult for Chris to keep track of all these players.
I'm only making a note of the ones that we picked.
I'll mention ones, haven't I? I'll tell you what, Chris. I'm going to go Ryan McGibbon.
Ryan McGibbon.
Wow.
My one.
I'll go for a fullback.
I'm going Zach Whitbread. I think Zach Whitbread's
Fair
my
enough.
one. Yeah.
I'm going Bertrand just for the complete and utter waste of money.
70 grand a week.
Utter shite.
When the Chuckle Brothers come calling, you answer, Climo.
Wow, unbelievable.
I've got to pick somebody, haven't I? So we've got, so far, we've got 5. We've got Ryan Bennett, Momo Salah, Ryan McGibbon, Zach Whitbread, Ryan Bertrand.
Chris will start thing off both selected, isn't
he?
If a player comes in for like a low fee, like Junior Lewis gets paid, but he was 50 grand. But for 50 grand, what do you expect, Maradona? It's when you buy a player for a lot of money, so they come with a weight of expectation. You think this player's going to be good, and they turn out to be garbage, or they don't do anything for you for whatever reason. The player might be all right, but it doesn't work out. So that kind of makes it a worse signing, in my opinion.
Matt Mills, in
that case, I'm going Matt Mills.
Yeah, he was awful. I think he scored against Southampton away? He scored. Ross?
You've gone for 2 then, Manny.
Yeah, that game we scored. The funny thing is, we were awful at that point. We weren't playing very well, and Southampton were flying. And then all of a sudden, we decided to turn. Why do we always turn up against Southampton at St Mary's? Nugent scored a banger, doing that to the fans. Obviously, being a Portsmouth player, sorry. And then next minute, Matt Mills scores a bang, and I'm thinking, where the hell's this come from? And then a few weeks later, he gets buttered and see you later.
Right, so we've got. Who went Ryan Bennett? Clivo, did you go Ryan Bennett?
No, I didn't put that through. I said it, but I didn't put it through as my final answer. I went with Zach Whitbread.
Keep up. Help me out here, mate. Right, go on then. Jack, who are you going for?
Ryan McGibbon.
Manny.
Matt Mills.
Ross.
John Curtis. And I'll tell you why. I mean, it was that bad. We basically bought him in August, sold him in February. He was absolutely shocking. There was a game particularly, I would say, Matt, you might remember, Manny, you'll remember, Christopher, you'll remember, Clivo, you'll remember. We were 3-1 up against Middlesbrough with literally a minute to go. And then 60 seconds later, it's 3-3. John Curtis scores an own goal, and it was painful to watch.
It reminds me of that Tottenham game a few years back.
Honestly, I'm not joking. I mean, it was so hard to choose, but John Curtis stood out for me because everyone's gone with Matt Mills and still Ryan McGibbon. John Curtis was absolutely awful. These names. But the funny thing was, he went to Portsmouth. We played It was Muzzy's last ever Premier League game against Portsmouth. John Curtis had a nightmare, and it was hilarious to see. So, there you go.
So Locks has gone for.
I don't know. Who has Locks gone for?
Me, mine was Zach Whitbread. Yeah, Zach Whitbread.
Zach Whitbread. And Clibo?
Bertrand.
Ryan Bertrand. Well, So that's 5. So we get 6. So I'm going to add him in. He's got to be in there. I'm sorry. The Belgian waffle.
Oh my God! There's one we haven't mentioned, and it's that same season, man. You know, I said about John Curtis, Nikos Dabizas.
He was okay, wasn't he?
He was all right.
I swear he
How old was he when he came to us? He was like 35, 36.
He was. Yeah, remember he played for Leicester when he was a Euro 2004 winner with Greece. Same as Zagarakis.
Jesus.
He came from Newcastle, didn't he?
Yeah.
We signed him. He played regularly for Leicester, and then that season, Dabizas was selected for the Euro 2004, and they ended up winning it.
He was all right. I'm not saying he was the best, but you can't.
I don't remember him being too terrible.
No, it wasn't terrible. I was just blasting through the names about loans in and out. I was just having a quick. I thought, well, that's a name we haven't mentioned.
I tell you what, Ross, I'll never forget that Ryan Bertrand performance against Liverpool when we were 3-1 up and Brendan Rodgers brought him and Vestergaard off the bench.
Oh, mate.
That night at Anfield was horrific.
That was.
As soon as them two come on, Jota scored, and so did who was it? Was he a Japanese striker?
Yeah.
At all until they played against Leicester. Didn't he get like a last second goal back to get penalties?
Yeah.
When did Jota not score against us? By the way, he loved it.
Minamino, that's it. Minamino.
I don't know if anyone's
scored against us.
Remember when we played? Did he score a hat trick against us for Wolves?
Yes.
Claude Puel,
I remember that as well. That was horrible, man.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Tell you what, though, I don't know if you've seen the news. They've retired the number 20 shirt. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I just seen that.
Who's the 4 then that we're going to put on this Mount Rushmore?
Well, we've got Wout Faes, Ryan Bertrand, Zach Whitbread, John Curtis, Matt Mills, Ryan McGivern.
Right, we'll have a vote then. I'll tell you what, Clibo, out the names that have been mentioned, we're going to vote
we've all picked one of those, so you need to pick somebody probably that you've not.
Yeah, another person.
Yeah, another person. Yeah, from that list.
Just make a decision, Jack. You make a decision.
You make the decision. Yeah,
you're the Lane Goodman of this show.
Right. Okay. So Matt Mills has got to be on there for the price tag all day for me.
Fair enough. That's a
lot of money that was.
Yeah.
Ryan Bertrand has got to go on there with the wages.
Yep.
Whitbread
was an own goal specialist. He's definitely going on there. So I'm going to let you lot choose now between the last 3.
Given, Curtis and Faes.
It can't be Wout Faes because he has got us promoted.
It can.
Yeah.
Come on, lot. Hey, lot.
Because he was part of a promotion team that finished top of the championship, and some of the other players you're mentioning were much worse standard than that. And he is an international player, right? We might think how come, but he is for a respectable team too. There are worse than Wout Faes, even though he had a rough season.
It's Wout Faes, man. Wout Faes is on that list, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's got to be Wout Faes.
One of the worst Premier League defenders of all time.
I thought I said Premier League, because in the Championship, I'll be honest, they were decent.
There's been worse defenders, though.
Vestergaard was decent in the Championship.
We've had bad centre backs in the Championship. That's my point.
Yeah, that's Martin Keown. That's one of them. So, yeah.
All these names of these old, it seems to be like old guys that we got at the end of their career. We got Dabasas late. We got Keown late. We get these guys in for a year or two and they're 35. Why wasn't anyone talking about a fast twitch then? Because these guys are terrible.
I'll tell you what, we'll put Ryan McGivern in there.
Yeah.
Instead of fast, we'll put McGivern in there.
Fair enough.
Right, the next one then.
Stitch up, I say.
Worst midfielders.
Right, can I just say mine? Because I know exactly what I'm saying.
Go on.
I'm getting mine straight out the way before anybody nicks them, and that is Junior Lewis and Lee Marshall. Straight up.
Can I say something controversial, right? Now, I know Jack will remember this. There was a game we beat Chelsea 2-0 at home. I think they had Hasselbank and Gudjonsson. And Junior Lewis played. I think Mancini played at home as well that game. I'm sure we beat them 2-0.
Yeah, he was great.
We're at home.
We were at home. We beat them
2-1. We won.
Was it 2-1, was it?
Yeah, Gary Rowett scored.
And I'll tell you what, I was at that game, and I remember thinking, I can't believe everyone's always having a pop at Junior Lewis. He's been brilliant today. And I thought, and he was 50 grand. That was my point. He was like 50 grand from nowhere. You know, the guy was lucky to, obviously find himself at Leicester. But I actually think, because there's a value aspect to that, like, you don't expect him to be a world beater for 50 grand. For 50 grand,
expect him to be decent.
And the game I mentioned, it was Premier League, 3 points. He was brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he started him again at Gillingham, didn't he?
Yes, I'll tell you what. There, I was just about to say him. Now that name will not be mentioned. But
already winner right there. That's the winner.
Yeah, I think.
The winner.
I think we've got to put him in.
Put him on that list.
He's guaranteed.
We've got Lewis and we've got Dennis Wise so far.
I'm going if what we did with Matt Mills, right, about the fee and the impact. I'm going Adrian Silva, because it was £22 million. He didn't play for 6 months, and even when he did play, he only played 22 games, no goals, no assist, no impact.
Well,
he couldn't get going. I'm not saying it's his fault, but £22 million. 22 mil.
Do you mean a midfielder who cost 20 to 25 million pounds that was brought in because they had a bit of know-how and then did nothing for us? Get a bit of deja vu with another player from last summer. Who could that be?
Yeah.
Let's skip that one.
Yeah. But,
God.
I'm going
Dennis
Dennis
Wise. The John Rudkin.
Samari.
I'm going Dennis Wise. I'm going Dennis Wise.
I think, let's be honest. Can we all just agree that I'm going to call him DW because I don't like to say his name. DW is on there, so we've got 3 more to pick. Let's play. Can we just all agree on that? I'm sure.
Now we've got Junior Lewis, Dennis Wise, and Adrian Silva so far.
I think that's all you're
Adrian
going to
Silva's a bit harsh, Rock.
Right.
Do you think I'm being harsh? How was I harsh? What, with Adrian Silva? 20. It
wasn't his fault. Come on.
1 million per appearance.
Oliver
Adrian Silva. £1 million per appearance. That's without the wages. That's just
but the weird thing was, he was actually a very, very talented footballer.
Prior,
or a
very good entrepreneur.
Or a very good con artist.
It wasn't his fault, was it, that he couldn't play for half the season?
No, but it's not Oliver Skipp's fault we paid 20 to 25 million, is it? You know what I mean? It is.
We've not really seen enough of him to judge, have we?
Money has.
I think so.
No, I don't think. No. I mean, if you take that into account, then we might as well say Iheanacho was shit. Because when we
he's a striker.
No. I'm using that. That.
Carried us to the FA Cup final, mate.
Let me finish. Let me fucking finish. Right. When we signed Iheanacho, can somebody mute who was it for us? When we signed Iheanacho, we got him, and he only ever played 10 minutes at the end, or 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and he was shit, and he wasn't scoring. I'm not saying he was a shit player, but on that first season, you would have had him as in here under the strikers.
Off one season.
Because of what he's playing, And it's the same with Skip. Skip has probably played less time than Iheanacho did.
But when Iheanacho did play, he scored 19 goals in one season, didn't he?
Yeah, when he played. Clibbo, I've just said, on that first season, he only got sub-appearances now and again, which is what Skip has done. I'm not saying Skip will come good. I'm just saying.
How many starts did Skip?
Hang on, Manny. Let me finish. What I'm saying with Skip is he's only getting an odd game here and an odd game there. Give him a full season. I mean, like you say, Iheanacho did come through and eventually was our top scorer that one season.
How many games has Skip started this season?
5.
Not many, I don't think.
Probably a handful of games, if I'm honest.
5.
And so that's 5 opportunities to impress. In which one of those 5 games did he impress?
That's 5 million a game, by the way.
Tell me somebody who did impress.
But the difference with Iheanacho is Iheanacho couldn't get in the team because we had at the time an unbelievable legend in front of him. And so it's hard for him. I get that 10 minutes at a time, but Skip's had enough opportunity to claim a starting spot. And do you remember that? You can't remember that Newcastle game where we got beat 4-0.
Oh,
You know, that was a chance for you to try and.
Oh no, sorry, he started 10 games. 10 games he started.
He started 10 or he played
Yeah.
10?
No, he's played 24, but he started 10.
that's $2.5 million a start then.
Wow.
That's enough opportunity to make your mark on the team. And if I asked you guys, say, what do you think his best performance was this season? Which game?
I can't remember.
There you go. Not one of you will remember one.
I don't know. He did all right against Warsaw. Warsaw.
In a 0-0 draw against Warsaw, he did okay.
No, I don't even know if he played. I'm
But
joking.
then, Manny, tell me one player that was outstanding last season.
I didn't say outstanding. I said
All right,
decent.
tell me
decent.
any player that played reasonably well.
Bilal?
Only at the end. He was shit at the start.
No,
he was shit at the start.
Bilal.
Oh, he was rubbish at the start. Come on, everybody says never know that.
No, that's
Yeah,
he was hardly getting played.
Well, Bilal had half a season skip.
Where'd
Playing
you put Booba? 2 relegations on his CV, by the way.
You put him in that list, surely.
I would definitely put him in that list. And then there's Gökhan Inler, the captain for Switzerland.
Wow.
Then
He
you'd have to put Dennis Pratt in there as well because he was a lot of money.
But no, with Gökhan Inler, he got knocked out by, and quite rightly, got knocked out by Kante.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
and he
true.
missed that penalty right against. Who am I thinking of?
Are we putting Skip in there? We're going to put Skip in there.
Should we put Skip in or Samare?
Skip.
I think you go Samare because
I think Samare.
Skip's
I agree.
1 year in. Yeah,
I
Skip,
agree.
Samare.
Skip could turn it around, but we know Samare won't.
I've been voted out.
Right, so what's the verdict, Chris? Who's got the most votes?
Well, we've got 4, unless anybody wants to add to it. So we've got Julian Lewis,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Junior Lewis, Dennis Wise,
yeah,
Adrian Silva, and Samare.
yeah. I'll agree with that.
I feel like some of those are a bit harsh.
Go on, which one?
And like you said, like Adrian Silva, he got messed about because the paperwork wasn't done properly. So he's sitting there training for 3 months, going, "What have I done coming here? I was playing every week, and now I'm sitting on my backside."
And then he was crap when he did join.
That's true, but you're already onto a negative. You know what I mean? It's already feels like I just want to get out of this place. It's not going to work here.
Marty.
It's like
It's all
you said,
subjective.
Should we replace Silva with Skip?
What about Gabor Borri?
Oh my God!
Let's I tell you what. Let's
Come on.
not pick Skip because he still plays for us, and I don't want to destroy the lad's confidence by picking him after one season on the Mount Rushmore. Let's pick Adrian Silva.
Adrian Silva.
Okay.
Wow.
Over Skip, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair enough. Right, attackers.
Oh, there's one winner.
Raymond Bednar's definitely up there, by the way.
Oh
Nah,
yeah,
we have-
shocking.
We have
Awful.
Akinbaye, Benjamin, Ian Ormondroyd.
Aaron Eady.
That was okay, Ormond.
Come on.
It was all right.
Do you mean
I've got two that no one's mentioned.
Mark de Vries.
Elvis Salmon?
Oh God, yes, yeah.
There's
Who's
only
saying-
two. Why has no one mentioned these two yet? And we bought them in
He's
the
going
same
to say
season.
he's going to say Daka, isn't he?
No. Right, before anyone shouts it out,
Go
we
on.
bought them both in the same season. Martin Allen brought them in, and they go by the names of Carl Court and DJ Campbell.
TJ Campbell.
Carl Court, the only good thing he did was score a header against Chelsea.
I'm with Frankie.
To be
Beckford.
fair, Marco Futat.
Who's
Wow.
against Burton Albion, if you remember that.
But DJ Campbell came in with all that hype because obviously we bought him for 1 million to 1.2 million pounds, and he was about as much use as our government. Absolutely awful. And I mean, at that price, at that time, £1 million was a lot of money back in 2007. We wasn't like, the big team or out like that. Carl Court was awful. There's been some horrendous ones.
Wow,
I can honestly say, in terms of footballing ability, even though he was good, he was all right in the air, but Mark de Vries is one of the worst footballers, like with the ball at his feet, I've ever seen. Like, you ask him to control a ball or pass it or lay it off or shoot. No, but if you could get a cross in, then he's quite good. He was good in the air, but with his feet, he was just.
Even that winning goal against Tottenham was a miss hit, wasn't it?
He was so bad, so bad.
It was about. Let's be honest. That them days, it would have been ruled offside because I'm not joking. It's about 6 yards offside.
But you've got.
Has anybody started? I'm surprised nobody started singing "Come Again."
Every now and then you see a player come along and you think he'll be a star.
That goal against
I think Dak is the winner.
They love him down here. He played at Bournemouth and they absolutely love him down here.
He always scored against Leicester after he left. I remember.
I'm going to name one here. Clibber might remember him, and he won't get many votes because he was going quite a way back. And that's Roger Davis.
Oh, flicking hell.
Back McClintock.
Yeah, that.
I've got one, and we always
6 goals. Do you remember him, Clibbo? Do you remember him, Clibbo?
Who?
Roger Davis.
I obviously I do know who it is, but you talk like that's a long.
What years are these boys? What years are we talking?
He was 77 to 79. We got him. Yeah. We got him from Club Bruges, where he scored 34 goals. 21 goals in 34 games. So he came with this guy could save us. And it was fucking shit.
But I was only...
I was going to have Daka over him.
I tell you one that we had, and I'm surprised no one's mentioned him. Now, I thought DJ Campbell was horrendous, and his attitude was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, his attitude.
But this person came in with the big hype, money. We spent a lot of money on this guy, and he only turned up in an FA Cup games, and that was Jermaine Beckford. The attitude of that guy was absolutely disgusting with a capital D. So do you know what? I'm going to switch. I'm going to take Carl Courtart and I'm going to stick mine of Jermaine Beckford and DJ Campbell. I swear to God, they are related. Oh, do you know what? Vassell could run. That's the only thing he could do is run.
But he said to Pandy King against Forest. I'll give him that. So
what? Has anyone seen that goal?
I need some...
You can't put Richie Wellington now. No, not a chance.
No, you can't do that.
Chris Humphrey and Jan Kermagant's in there. Still gives me nightmares to this day.
Yeah. Right, can you help me out with mine? Because
wasn't he bought on a video though? Did we actually never see him?
What did you say, Clibbo?
I need help with mine because I can't remember the guy's name. But Martin O'Neill. When we had, I think it was when we had Arne Gunnarsson.
Give me a second.
Gunnarson's a good shout.
We paid £1 million for him, I think, from Blackburn. It might have been Davidson.
I think I know who you're referring to. Give me a second.
Absolutely shocking.
Someone said Graham Fenton. Chris?
Graham Fenton, that's it.
You got him from Villa. We got him from Villa, I think.
Blackburn.
Did we get
it would have been Graham Fenton.
All right.
Those stuff are legends.
Yeah,
that one at Middlesbrough, Chris. Do you remember it?
I mean, the guy, he scored about 3 own goals in 4 games.
What do you think about James Scowcroft?
I liked him.
He was good. He was good.
Honest player. Good honest player. Good pro.
I know one. You're on about strikers. Richard Creswell. Absolutely shit.
He's striker?
He were at Sheffield United.
But not for Leicester. It was awful. Right. I'm trying to think of who you're on about. Well, give me a second.
He's Graham Fenton, mate.
Fenton. Sorry. Someone rang me, so I couldn't hear it. My apologies.
Graham. I think he cost about £1 million.
A good show.
Take out his first game against Sunderland. What about Stan Collymore?
Hold on, it was just a shame that they didn't. With Graham Fenton, he would have been a writer's dream because if he was a modern day player and he was good, just think of all the killer fentanyl jokes the puns that they could make with his name.
Yeah.
Chris,
I think Collymore did all right. To be honest with you, I think
Collymore was brilliant for us.
Yeah. Exactly.
He was brilliant for us for about 6 weeks. About 6 weeks, he was bloody brilliant, and then I don't know what happened.
Taylor didn't want. He broke his leg, and Taylor didn't want him.
Can we put Matt Piper in there?
Stan Collymore. Stan Collymore. I don't know if Locks. Have you heard much? Locks, have you heard much about Stan Collymore?
Yeah, of course.
You know that Stan. So Stan has come out and said, like in interviews after the end of his career, that actually that Leicester dressing room was the best one he'd ever been in his own career. Martin O'Neill was the best manager that he'd ever had, and he loved those group of lads. And I've seen some interviews with, sort of the likes of Taggart and Elliott and those lot, and they said, yeah, Stan was all right. Yeah, he was a good bloke. No problem at all. So that was one of the like we talk about sliding doors moments, and there's a couple of sliding doors moments that always come into my head. Firstly was we win the Premier League but lose Kante. I was so desperate to get Kante for that Champions League run. I swear, I think we could have won the Champions League if we had Kante.
Wow.
Honestly, we didn't get that far without him, and he was such a transformational player. But the other sliding doors moment was, remember that game against Sunderland where Heskey and Collymore started up front? I think we beat him 5-2, was it?
Yeah.
We beat him 5-2, and they had Kevin Phillips and Niall Quinn up front, that team there. And we absolutely battered them that day. And you just thought, what a team we have at the moment. This team
was the first game after we beat Tranmere in the League Cup.
Yeah, Heskey left.
Heskey left straight afterwards. Soon afterwards. And it was like that was the high point of that Martin O'Neill era. Was almost that one game because
Lewis
it was
about Yakubu.
Wow.
You cannot.
No.
Things like that. I'm sorry.
Can I just point out in that same season, right? I was looking at this earlier while you were discussing something. Do you know what you talk about loans? The loan system.
Yeah.
Right. This is how many loans we got in that season. We got 1, 2. This is what we got. We got Miguel Vitor, Carla Kime, Kyle Norton. So someone can count on this.
I like Kime, mate. Oh my
God.
God.
I'll start right. So Kyle Norton, that's number 3. Curtis Davis 4. Greg Cunningham 5. Roman Bednar 6. Chris Kirkland 7. Ben Mee 8. Yakubu 9. Patrick Van Arnholt. Danny Uchichi. Jeffrey Brumer and Diamansi Camera were all.
Do you remember Brumer's goal? Do you remember?
Yeah, Brumer's... 2 goals, not 1.
Yeah,
but
banging,
2.
Man.
But them were all loans, by the way, just to make that clear.
Ross, do you remember Ben Mee's actual debut?
Yes, it was. I remember his debut.
He conceded 2 penalties.
Yeah.
Wow. Chris, my official nomination is Ahmed Musa. He's mine.
Oh.
I'm putting it based on his attitude and his pride. I did have DJ Campbell, but then I realised he's probably got a relative in Jermaine Beckford, so I'm going to go with Beckford based on the price tag coming in at £4 million, and he thought he was bigger than everybody else. And let's not forget, Jack, you probably was there at Peterborough.
Let's not forget not Forest out the cup, Ross.
Yeah,
he did. But then you could say the same that Gary Megson would beat Forest on his debut game. So. Yeah, you go. I'm just saying.
I'm going to say, let me just come back to Locks on Musa. I can see what you're saying, but he did a bit of a Daka, didn't he? Remember them 2 goals against Barcelona? Yeah. And he was a striker, and yet he was always being played on the wing. Very, very similar to Gary Lineker when he was in Barcelona. Johan Cruyff came in and put him on the wing, and he didn't score any goals. Because he's a striker. And I think, in fairness to Musa, he was never played the way that he should have been played. Because when we played Barcelona in that Super Cup, whatever it was,
I was in Stockholm that night. I went there. I took the wife, the kids. We went to Stockholm for a little trip. We went there that game, and I can tell you, I was flying. Even though we lost, I was actually staying in the same hotel as the Barcelona players were. And I can tell you, even though we lost the game, I was like, oh my, who is this Musa? He's rapid. Oh my, if he can do that to Barcelona, what's he going to do to the Premier League?
What's he going to do the whole city?
So he didn't he made my entire little 3-day trip. I was just going, God, oh my God, this guy's sensational. So because he gave me a feeling of this guy is the future, I can't put him in the list. I
can't put him in. I can't put him in either.
Also, against Everton, I remember him playing against Everton.
Yeah, the FA Cup game. Do you remember?
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
I was there in that away game.
He was brilliant that day as well.
One I remember, it was his last ever goal for Leicester. Now, this was a bit of a laugh, this one. We played Sheffield United in the League Cup. And for the last 15 minutes of that game, we were 3-0 up. And but the fans were going, if Musa scores, we're on the pitch. And every time a Leicester player had the ball, I've even got clips of this as well on my old iPhone. It said, give it to Musa every time. And every time he had the ball, he would go, shoo. And then from 3 yards out, he bags it in the 93rd minute. Now, if you'd have watched that game, you would have thought that we were banging on for a last-minute winner. And some fans actually ran on the pitch as well at the end. And all of us were going, Musa is on fire. Ooh, nah. Considering Sheffield United have just got promoted.
Right, so what we got then regarding names? Who's
okay, so we've got 3, 4. We've got 8 names. So we're going to drop some people off. I'm dropping Musa off because, like you say, Manny.
Yeah, you can drop it. I'm gonna have. I want to insist on Adi Akinbaye.
Well, we've got Adi Akinbaye. I think he's a pretty much nailed up.
You can't believe the number of fairly straightforward chances that I've seen a player fluff.
Can I just point out the worst one he did? Yes. That game, I was there with my dad at Filbert Street. I was in the Carling stand. I was only little, but I remember this pretty well. We had over so many chances that game. Akinbaye had about 4 or 5. I've even done some seconds of good on it. He had missed one from about 10 yards out, completely missed. In fact, he did it that much.
He couldn't even hit the target. Never mind, he couldn't even hit the target. He couldn't even hit the target.
He scored the physique on the bloke when he took his shirt off to show Mr. Muscle.
Oh, by the way, I'd never have told him to his face. No way. But
Manny will like you should be crap in. Akinbaye's like, have you seen my muscles?
So who else we got, Chris?
So the rest are Mark De Vries, Elvis Hammond, DJ Campbell. I don't think anybody's going to go for Roger Davis. You're too bloody young. Jan Kermorgant, Jermaine Beckford, and Graham Fenton. I think Kermorgant's got to be on there, hasn't he?
Is there no Daka? No Daka.
No, he's still playing, bless him.
He has got to be in there for the fee that we paid, the £23 million, boys, by the way.
Dog shit.
Odsonne Edouard?
Well, you can't really. He played 2 games.
I don't think I'm not 90 grand a week, but in terms of cost per performance, I think he's played a total of like 14 minutes.
I think if we put Skip in, I think we can definitely put Edouard in.
Yeah.
We didn't put Skip in there.
Well, we gave Skip a pass, though, didn't we?
Well, the thing is,
he was on the list, wasn't he?
Well, the thing is, though, 2021 we signed Dak.
Oh, can we have De Vries in there? I don't want to be mean, but he was just so awfully bad.
We've got to have him in there with Akinbaye and Kermorgant.
Right. So we've got one left here. So we've got Akinbaye, De Vries, and Kermorgant in there. I mean, I'd personally probably go for Elvis Hammond.
Most for Jamie Lawrence.
Jamie Lawrence is a bit of a geezer.
Didn't he score against Scarborough and get knocked out?
I think he scored with the Cops a few times as well, Jamie Lawrence.
Was he the pineapple head?
Yeah. He's got a pineapple on his head.
Yeah.
I think he used to enjoy some extra... But apparently he's really funny, but he's a bit of a naughty boy.
So we've got one more.
We've got Akinbaye, De Vries and Kermorgant are on there. The rest are Hammond, Campbell, Davis, Beckford, Fenton and Edouard.
Who used to be like backup to Ewan Roberts and those guys? Who was backup? I can't remember who used to be bench players in those days. 90s, I'm trying to think 90s strikers.
I remember he was on about it to me when I last chatted to him. Roman Bednar's got to be up there, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
That guy was awful when we signed him from West Brom on loan. We got the wrong striker, didn't we? We wanted Ishmael Miller at first, and they wouldn't give him us. And then when the beat us on that night game, they ended up saying, we'll keep Roman Bednar. He'll score goals for you. Fucking hell.
Lads, let's rattle through it. We'll be here all blooming night. Who's going to be on there? Who's the fourth?
You pick it, Jack. Come on, who's the fourth one going to be?
I'm going Roman Bednar.
Okay.
All right, done. Well, are we turning to cheery, positive?
We're now turning to the best of the best.
Woo-hoo.
I'm going to have to shoot, lads. I'm going to be up at 6 o'clock. So
no, mate.
You're going to have some fun.
That's fine.
You have the fun bit of the evening, you know. I'm going to go and slip my wrists now.
Well, that's not good, is it? That's not positive at all.
After the last hour, mate, you can blame me. Anyway, all the best. Nice to see you all, guys.
Yes, Chris.
Take care. Cheers, bye.
Right, so
This will be easy.
We're now going to go with best managers. Who we got? I mean, I'm going to put Nigel Pearson in there because he has a damn right to be in there.
He created it.
What he's done for this football club.
This one's easy. This one's easy and quick, isn't it?
Yeah. Easy and quick.
Brendan Rodgers,
Claudio, Martin O'Neill.
Yeah, I'd say that's the four.
What's up, Clibo? What do you disagree with, Clibo?
What do you reckon, Clibo?
Oh, I didn't disagree.
Who said that?
I have to go with Claudio because he was the Premier.
That ain't happening. I'm sorry.
Hold on. So we won trophies under O'Neill, so he has to be in. We won a trophy under Brendan, so he has to be in. We won a trophy under Claudio, so he has to be in.
And Pearson.
And Nigel, yeah.
Because he built the club, for this second resurgence.
Who am I missing then? Am I missing someone?
Them four. I think it's them four. I think that is Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I'll take that. So a little shout for other managers who took us up in.
Someone said Jot Wallace.
Yeah, before my time. Mickey Adams took us up. Brian Little took us up.
Matt Gillies, whoever that is, I haven't got a clue.
That's going back some years, mate. That
it must be. Evening, Sav. How are we, mate? Could say Brian Little.
I think that list, what we said is
Claudio,
that's
Martin,
it.
Brendan, Nigel.
Done.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
All right, next.
Right, boys, easy. We're going to crack on to some hard nuts here. Defenders.
I'm going to throw one in quickly because I know you guys will cover some really good ones. This might be borderline. I still think the best defender, the best centre back I've ever seen at Leicester is Wesley Fofana. I honestly believe that.
In terms of pure talent, definitely.
Before the injuries, Wesley Fofana, I could not believe it. I was watching his debut and I was like, "Who is this?" And but I think
he discounted himself.
Big Wes.
He discounted himself from being considered for this because of the way it ended.
Well, he brought us 80 million.
In terms of pure talent, he's the most talented centre back that I've seen at our club.
His attitude, and that's the massive issue.
His attitude on the pitch was always good. He was 100% committed. He broke his leg because he was, ultra committed in pre-season friendlies. He was just a fantastic player. And
Jim Robkin was once caretaker, surely.
Maybe. I mean, like I said, for 2 years before he left us, I was in love with him. I thought he was just the most unbelievable,
great defender,
unbelievable player.
If the injury,
if he hadn't got injured, he would have gone on to be one of the very best in the world.
Real Madrid, yeah.
Big Wes.
He was brilliant.
Well,
go on, Clivo.
I'm gonna go Matt Elliott.
I was just gonna say Matt Elliott. For me, up top, it doesn't matter where you played that guy. And do you know what? For a big bloke, he had some feet on him. I've seen him do Cruyff turns.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen him do Cruyff turns and useful Cruyff turns to do strikers. He was actually cultured. We signed him for, I think it was 1.6 million from Oxford. Oxford.
Yeah.
And he was unbelievably good. You think because he was massive that he might be a lump, but no, he could play football with his feet. Yeah, and also brilliant in the air. And his threat in the opposition box it's tight between him and Walshy, who was better, but I think I'd go Matty Elliott was the most effective centre back in terms of scoring goals that I've ever seen.
Yeah, me too.
Steve Walsh is
Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to throw one in which won't win. It won't be in the top four, but I think it's definitely worth an honourable mention. Ricardo Pereira, defender-wise, again prior to injury. The Championship season as well last year. He was, in my opinion, the best right back in the Premier League just before the injury. And
even
it was
in Europe,
a shame.
In Europe, I think.
Yeah.
The lads have mentioned Pontus Kama was underrated. I thought he was brilliant for us, not just in those days, but what he did.
Legend.
Jerry Taggart was brilliant for us. I know Jerry was massive, but he was, played really, really well for us for a number of seasons. Johnny Evans did a really good job for us for a number of seasons. £3.5 million back end of his career, was there for the FA Cup final.
David Nish.
We've had some really, really high quality players over the years, but
Larry May.
The problem that the older players have got, though, is that we've been lucky in the last sort of 10, 15 years that we've had some actual sort of international level quality around.
Who would actually win a fight out of them, Peter?
But let's not forget, though, Big Wes Morgan, of course, and Robert Huth.
I was going to say, I reckon 3 that everybody will mention, or nearly everybody would mention, would be Walsh, Elliott, and Wes. Morgan. Big Wes. Yeah.
It's just the last one.
It's who the 4th would be after that.
Okay, come on, let's get to it. Let's narrow it down.
Let's get to business here.
Right, Matty Elliott's got to be in there. Got to be. Yeah. Got to be.
Steve Walsh, captain, fantastic.
Walshy's got to be in there. Wes Morgan has to be in there. He lifted the Premier League trophy. So you got one more. I'm not getting Fofana. He can't be in there. Who's it? Huth. Yeah, you got to let's give it to Huth. He won the Premier League.
Put Pachelewski in there.
Also won the Premier League, but yeah.
We've had some right hard nuts. I mean, Jerry Taggart won't be bad either, but then someone mentioned Christian Fuchs.
No, not quite.
I don't know. He was close.
Jerry Taggart is.
I'd have Ricardo in there over Fuchs. To be honest.
Love Taggart.
So if you could choose between Taggart and Ricardo, then, and who are you picking out of the 3? So if you narrow it down,
my one's Ricardo. My one, but.
Oh, see, it's not Ricardo's fault that he didn't win the Premier League, but Ricardo was at one point in the sort of top 2 fullbacks in the entire league.
He would have signed him.
He was absolutely, and the fact that he stuck with us through 2 relegations, and he didn't bugger off and think, I'm time for me to go.
He's going to make Luke eat a chili in 4 weeks' time.
The only reason I would pick Tags over Ricardo is because I felt initially when he was playing, he was much more attack minded than defensive minded. That's why I would pick Tags over him.
Yeah, he does have an FA Cup. He does have an FA Cup.
I love who doesn't love Tags.
We've got to stick a fullback in there, haven't we? We've got 3 centre backs. So I think maybe.
Well, if you've got to stick a fullback, then it has to be Ricardo.
It's got to be. Well, we'll go with fullbacks. We haven't picked one, have we? So we'll go with Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky P. That's a good shot.
Right then, boys. Cracking on to the mans in the midfield. I mean,
wow.
We've had some.
We've seen Muzzy Izzet score at Grimsby
with
an over kick. We've seen Robbie Savage, Neil Lennon. We've seen Kante. We've seen a good fair few midfielders in our time, by the way.
What about wide players? Are wide players included in this?
Oh yeah, wide players are like your attackers, aren't they?
Let's have wide players or wingers as a separate category because we've had.
We'll do that. So we'll do midfielders now, then wingers.
We'll have midfielders,
we'll attackers, like strikers.
I'm going Mahrez. Not Mahrez. I'm going. Why has it just gone out of my head? Turkish.
I'm going Kante.
Muzzy Izzet. You're going Muzzy Izzet.
Muzzy.
I want to go Muzzy Izzet as well, so I'm with Club again. He was the man of my sort of that whole era.
Legend. Is it in there? Kante. They're the first 2.
Yeah, my 4 would be Izzet, Kante, Cambiasso, and Tielemans. Tielemans probably.
Could you imagine
for those?
I think you got to put Drinkwater in ahead of Cambiasso because Drinkwater was in the team that got us up. Remember, he signed for us in the Championship. He got us promoted and won the Premier League. And you want to pick a guy who played 1 season and just saved us from relegation?
I'm picking Cambiasso all day long over Drinky.
Drinky gets a bad rep because of the way he left and stuff at Chelsea, and obviously his career went downhill.
You excluded Fofana for that.
I know, but Fofana didn't win the Premier League for us.
What about Andy King?
Goals would Vardy have not have scored had it not been for Drinkwater.
How many times did Drinky find Vardy? We don't win the Premier League. All of those guys have a unique thing to be able to say is that they were outstanding to win as the Premier League. Now it's not as easy as...
I agree with that.
I think we would have gone down and then we wouldn't have won the league anyway the year after.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
What about Kingy though?
Oh, Andy King.
King's got to be in
all of that. Andy King's in there. Yeah,
all day legend.
I'm with you.
So what we got? So what we got then? We've got King, Muzzy Izzet, and Kante. Who's the 4th?
Lennon.
Like, Lennon was
I love Neil
outstanding.
Lennon.
Neil
Great
Lennon
player.
was outstanding midfielder.
I think they signed him on a pizza box as well, not an actual contract in a pizza.
Yeah, I think it was like 700 grand from Crew or something like that, wasn't it? 750 or something.
Yeah, he actually went to his flat and he said to him, I want to sign you. And then he said, I haven't got any paper, but can you put your autograph and whatever on this pizza box? And he did. Martin O'Neill says about it a lot.
Thank you, Rye, for mentioning Wilfred Ndidi. Played for us for nine seasons and currently still here. Maybe he's staying for his testimonial.
Robbie Savage.
Yeah. Oh. The only reason I'm not going to pick Robbie Sav, although I have to say I met Robbie Sav in Leicester on a night out. I just bumped into him next to queuing for a bar at a drink, and Robbie Sav, and I went, "You're right, Sav," and I went, "Love you, Sav," and he went, "Cheers, mate. What are you drinking?" Bought me a drink.
Sorry, Charlie rang me said the night. So before I left,
right.
So you're on the worst strikers. So who did we go with in the end?
Right, Ross. So the worst strikers, we went with Debris, Bednar, Kermagant, and Akinbaye.
Yeah.
Managers, for the best managers now, we've gone with Martin O'Neill.
Did you not go with goalkeeper?
Oh shit, we're gonna have to put goalkeeper in, aren't we?
Worst goalkeeper. All right, well, we'll do that afterwards.
Oh, we'll do that whatever. We'll do that last.
Yeah.
Right. Have we even we've not even got goalkeepers yet, have we? We've gone straight to
the defender's best defender. I mean, I would say, as far as I'm aware, I presume you're going to say Wes Morgan, Matt Elliott, Jerry Taggart?
We've gone for a fullback in Ricardo.
See, you could put Danny Simpson in there as an argument. Because you're saying about who's won the FA Cup, but Danny Simpson won the Premier League.
We're trying to have a bit of a balance between, it's not just the Premier League winners, otherwise the Premier League's the best achievement, so you could just say those guys for everything. But
I'd have Ricky over Danny Drinkwater.
You'd say over his career, Ricky contributed for a longer period than Danny Simpson, for example. Danny was amazing for us, but Ricky's just been here for.
Andy Impey, so I know I'm just going through it, just very catching up. Andy Impey is a good shout. That would have been all right. Steve Walsh. So
I think you got to put Walshy. I think you got to get Walshy on there.
Yeah.
I mean, Walshy
so are we on midfielders now, Jack?
Yeah, we've got Izzet, Kante, and King. We need one more.
Oh, yeah, definitely Muzzy is it. He was literally. Do you know when you were younger? I want to be David Beckham, or I want to be like Andy Cole or Father of the Year Dwight York. I want to be like Muzzy is it. Muzzy is it was one of my favourite players growing up. That overhead kick at Grimsby, I was there. I got to witness that. I was in the bottom corner. It was 1-1. Gareth Lineker got sent off for swearing at the referee, and wide is Impey now crosses in, bump. Honestly, I wish mobile phones were properly good back then, because that would have been one of my favourite ever clips. That would have been on Jack's match day vlog. He wouldn't stop going on about it, probably.
Can't have King ahead of McAllister.
You can.
Andy King has done a lot for this football club, by the way. He might not have been the most technical midfielder, but that guy worked his arse off all these years and won so much. He's the only player to actually win 3.
Just a quick one. Is left midfielders and right midfielders count on this or not?
No, what we're going to do is we're going to do midfield, and then because you've mentioned goalkeepers, we're going to have to go back and do a goalkeeper.
That's fine. I just wondered that was all. Oh, God, that's a tough one for another midfielder.
Ross, would you have had, because we were having a little, you don't have to pick any, but I'm saying out of these two, we were debating it. Would you have had Drinkwater or Cambiasso out of the two?
Drinkwater. Without a shadow of a doubt. Just before I came in, because I briefly just heard that, because I think Manny's got to go. But he mentioned that, let's not forget, he got us into the Premier League with Andy King. He then obviously had Drinkwater and Cambiasso. And then that is probably Drinkwater's best ever season. You know, he was the best English midfielder that season, the year we won the Premier League. And the fact that he got excluded from the Euro 2016 over Jack Wheelchair is beggars belief. I still get pissed to this day about that. So, listen, Cambiasso, big name, don't get me wrong, amazing. But Drinkwater, we bought him for £1 million.
What about Tillemans?
Yes. Oh, yeah, sorry, yes, absolutely. Come on. our first FA Cup win.
Yuri
was,
over Drinky?
No.
So Drinky or Tillemans then. One's won the FA Cup.
Oh my God!
Both could shoot from distance. By the way, they scored some crackers. Drinkwater.
I mean, Yuri's the better player, isn't he?
He's the better technical player. Yuri Tillemans with the passing.
Do you know what? I'm gonna have to go with Yuri based on the fact that when I was a kid, I always wanted to see Leicester win the FA Cup, and before we won it, our closest time was before we played Wickham. So I'm gonna have to go with Yuri Tillemans.
Right then, Tillemans, King, Kante, is it? Yeah, Clibbo.
I was going to say, Clibbo, would you have had Yuri over Drinky, or would you have had Drinky?
It's a 50-50 one for me. I mean, I understand what Ross is saying and what you're saying, but I actually thought the guy was a bit of a dick. Whereas I think for sentiment and just the camaraderie in that team, I would probably edge Drinky. But again, it's very subjective.
So what do we reckon then regarding?
You have the tiebreaker, Jack.
Drinkwater or Tillemans?
You make the call, mate.
You're like I said, Jack. You're the Len Goodman of this, so it doesn't matter how it happens. You override our votes.
I think I've actually watched them both. Jesus, Drinkwater, great midfielder. He could score goals on that right foot quite easily. To be fair, from distance, Tillemans is the same. You get that on his stronger foot. Guy scores an absolute worldie. That FA Cup goal is remembered.
Tillemans never used to do it every game. He was lazy.
Drinkwater could. That goal against Watford in the Championship that year at home was a right.
Was that when the commentator, when you watch it back, you went, Danny Drinkwater?
Danny Drinkwater was very
because they scored.
Yeah,
they scored a screamer in the same game. Chalobah.
There was no wrong.
No, different game.
There's no wrong answer to it at all. So whichever one you go with, they're both done what good for.
Why don't we let the fans decide now in the
we'll let the chat decide. Drinkwater or Tillemans, whoever gets the most votes, that's what we're going for.
So starting from now.
No.
So we'll give it a minute. It's like put a timer on, like a countdown clock.
So Rye's gone Yuri. Dave's gone Drinker, so that's one each.
1-1.
My dad's messaging me on WhatsApp. Just while that's happening, my dad didn't go to the Derby game in the playoff final. By the way, he was looking after me. Apparently,
Yuri's
winning this. Yeah.
Drinky's got 2.
Do you know what it is? I think it's because we've got a bit players that didn't really see much of Drinkwater. That's my defence anyway.
Right, we'll go with Tillemans because that's what the chat's saying.
So is Danny Drinkwater first reserve?
Yeah. Right, Manny. Tillemans is the chat's answer in the end.
Chat, might be getting a kid interruption. 1 sec.
Right. Now before we move on to wingers and strikers of the best, we're now actually going to move on to goalkeepers because we haven't mentioned the worst and we haven't mentioned the best. So where do you want to start?
Can we go with worst just to get out of the way?
We go with the worst to get it out of the way because someone said we forgot to even do it. So
right,
I reckon just have one man on it, no one else.
Do you know what? I've got 3 options on this.
Go on.
Obviously, Danny Ward is definitely 1,000% one of them.
Danny Ward's on there.
He's got to. No, listen. You know how I said about DW?
Yeah.
Then it's Danny Ward. That's ironic. He's called DW as well. That's a bit ironic.
Kevin Pressman's on there. That goal Andy Lonergan scored against him, for God's sake. I mean,
do you know what's funny?
Ross, do you remember Ron Roberts?
Yeah.
I've got you one. Now, it was one of our 50 loans. The Portuguese goalkeeper, Ricardo.
Yes.
The reason I say that, because obviously we've got Ricardo at right back, so I had to say that just in case
we've got to put Ricardo in there, Kevin Pressman, and
my 3, Danny Ward.
So who's the 4th? I'll let Manny talk.
It's got to be Zelko Kalak.
No, do you know what I'm going to go with?
He was so bad.
Rab Douglas, Danny Coyne,
Rab Douglas,
Chris Kirkland.
Kirkland were crap.
ones that
any one of those will do.
Rab Douglas.
Alex Smithies.
I'll tell you what. Let me write this.
I think my dad's in the chat. My dad's got a funny story about Rob Douglas.
Douglas, Pressman, Ricardo,
Danny Ward. He's got to be on there, surely.
Ward, yeah.
I'm going Danny.
Right. Okay. Now best goalkeepers.
Schmeichel,
Shilton, Banks, Flowers.
obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Shilton.
I know I didn't see them live, but based on the whole history, yeah, absolutely.
Banks is an all-time keeper. Shilton was an all-time keeper. Casper, I think I'd put him top of our Leicester City.
You know what?
tree.
I've got there. I want to see if this works. Now, I tried to do this earlier.
Mickey Arfexad, behave yourself.
Mickey Arfexad was a penalty king.
Like Danny Ward.
A little shout for Kevin Paul.
Arfexad was better.
Casey Keller.
Wallington.
Casey Keller won the Coca-Cola with us.
Mark Wallington.
Great goalkeeper.
So I did a Mount Rushmore kind of thing earlier, and I made this a little bit. So,
Wow, God, Mark Wallington, Planet Earth, has played 320 games in a row in 7 years.
Yeah.
Then he's got to be on there if you're doing that. That's insane.
So, Casper Schmeichel's got to be on there, 100%.
Right, I'll tell you what, then we'll go with Mark Wallington.
If you want to know how I did that, chat GBT. I tried to put in Muzzy Is It in there, but they didn't recognise his face. It was horrendous.
Dave said Tim Flowers, but we're going to go with Wallington, I think.
Let's go Wallington over Flowers.
Simon Royce. He was actually decent, actually.
Peter Shilton. One of England's greatest goalkeepers.
Do you know what? I won't put him in.
Leicester have the two best English goalkeepers, Banks and Shilton.
He was 16 when he made his debut for Leicester, Peter Shilton.
It's crazy, isn't it, that we had England's best goalkeepers?
We did. Do you know what? My dad's got a little thing. He actually scored a penalty past Peter Shilton.
Ian Walker, wow.
Right, can I just tell a quick story about Ian Walker? Who remembers that game against Bolton at home?
Yeah. So the fan punch him or something?
No, that was Villa at home when we lost 5-0.
The
Bolton game. So basically, he saved a shot.
He chucked it in his own net?
No, went on the floor, but then the ball, he literally went on the floor, but the ball slipped out of his hands and went in. Like that. But, to be fair, some of the games were unbelievable. That's Ian Walker. But some games he was horrific, but my God, some games
Ian Walker
incredible.
was overall, his career was a good goal. It was a very good goalkeeper.
I'll tell you who was a good goalkeeper until Casper came in. Chris Wheel.
Yeah, weren't bad.
I was there at Sheffield United away when we won 1-0, Andy King, and Chris Wheel. I'm not joking. You could have put Zidane, Messi in that team at Sheffield United. You would not have got past Chris Wheel that day.
In my era, I always thought we had good keepers. We always had good keepers.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin Poole was Carl Muggleton. Kevin Poole, I always thought did a job, and then. I mean, we really upgraded with Casey Keller. Casey Keller was brilliant for us. Casey was fantastic goalkeeper. And then we slightly upgraded again with Tim Flowers. I thought, why are we getting this Why are we getting this old dude at the end of his career? But he was unbelievable for us, Tim Flowers.
Can you remember Arsenal in the FA Cup replay? We drew 0-0, and if it wasn't Tim Flowers in that goal, I'm not joking, it would have finished about 20-0 to Arsenal.
And Tim, for those who don't remember, Tim Flowers would have, if it wasn't for David Seaman, Tim Flowers basically would have been England. You know,
absolutely.
He would have been England's goalkeeper. And I think, did Tim Flowers win the title with Blackburn?
Yes, he did. 94-95, won the Premier League with Blackburn. He came to Leicester in his latter years, but he was still great for us. And at Arsenal in the FA Cup. But bearing in mind, we'd never beat Arsenal. Bearing in mind, up until when we won 3-0 in 2018. We haven't beaten Arsenal in nearly 20 years. So to win them in an FA Cup replay was an amazing achievement. We drew 0-0. And they had the likes of Overmars, Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, Davor Suker, Keone's prime. And Tim Flowers was unbelievable that game. Robbie Savage stopped about 50 goals on the line as well. And then he got injured, and then Peggy Arfexad saved us in the penalty shootout.
Peggy. Peggy
old
with his
Peggy.
long johns. Went to Liverpool, didn't he?
He never played a game for Liverpool.
Yeah, went to
Never.
Right then, so we're gonna get on to the winging section. There's some very good wingers we can actually talk about in this one, by the way, because we've had the Mark Albrightons, the Steve Guppies, we've had Riyad Mahrez, the best technical player I've ever seen at Leicester, winger wise. We've had some good wingers, boys. The question is, how many can you name, and how many actually makes the top four of the Mount Rushmore?
I'm saying Mahrez and Albrighton.
and Linex.
These guys would say before me, was Frank Worthington more of a winger, or was he more of a
striker?
More of a striker. Okay, Keith Weller, bit before my time, but a lot of people talk about him.
Very good, very good player on shit pitches as well.
Frank Worthington, that goal, one of the best goals I've ever seen.
Bolton goal.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't even for Leicester, but it was such an amazing goal.
Amazing
Unbelievable.
Goal. FA Cup, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Great winger. Obviously, we've. Look, I'm starting because I'm thinking at the base of the King Power at the beginning, and I used to really like Anthony Knockaert when he was with us. You know, he was really talented player.
Knockaert.
And I absolutely loved, and you guys will know why, Lloyd Dyer. I love Lloyd Dyer. I love Lloyd Dyer. I was so gutted when we went up and we didn't get a new contract for him. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Lloyd would. I was convinced Lloyd was going to set him. Fast twitch Lloyd was going to murder the Prem. I thought.
Here's a good one then for Lloyd Dyer. He scored a goal against Iker Casillas, one of the greatest goalkeepers in our generation.
Yeah, Real Madrid friendly.
In a friendly, yes.
Yeah.
Lloyd Dyer, I would sign 100 times out of 100. I love that player.
That goal at Bolton is not forgotten about, by the way.
Yeah.
On his week.
Someone's mentioned Craig in the chat's mentioned Steve Guppy. Steve Guppy is probably
was unbelievable.
Probably the best crosser of a football I've ever seen at Leicester.
Do you know the weirdest part about him? He was all pro left-footed, but his best ever goal was with his weakest ever foot.
Was it Chelsea away?
Yeah.
Chelsea away, wasn't it? Yeah.
Didn't he score one at Crystal Palace as well?
Yeah.
Distance.
But his left foot, he got one cap for England. He had no pace. He couldn't really tackle. He couldn't really do much. But boy, could he cross. That left foot was a wand.
League Cup final, 2 goals.
Absolutely, like he was. Honestly, his crossing is up there with David Beckham's crossing. It was so good.
I could go far as say better than that for a left footer.
For a left footer,
yeah.
Not many
best right footer crosser, David Beckham. Best left foot one, Steve Guppy. I would take that any day of the week.
Fantastic player.
So we're going to put Riyad Mahrez in there. I mean, that guy.
Mahrez got to go in there. I want to put an early shout in there because I love him so much. I know he's not been with us that long, but Abdul Fatawu, I love you. I love everything about this kid. I love his attitude. I love how much he loves being here. I love his interaction with the fans. I love his dancing in the dressing room. I love the way he plays football. I love everything about Abdul Fatawi, so I'm going to throw him into the mix, but maybe it's a bit early in his career.
So for me,
Guppy Dyer.
That would be mine. Mahrez, amazing, 400k, best 400k ever spent. Because when he first came in, we were all thinking, he's Anthony Knockaert 2.0, but he became the first Riyad Mahrez. And then obviously you've got Kevin. Obviously Mark Albrighton.
Loved him.
Amazing crosser again. Do you know what? Mark Albrighton was the Steve Guppy of this era. Except he was right-footed, not left.
Yeah.
What about
Harvey Barnes? Not mentioned Harvey Barnes?
Harvey was good.
12 goals. 12. I think he got 12 goals in the Premier League for Leicester City in one season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or 8 or 12.
That goal at Sheffield United, by the way.
Just throwing that name in the mix?
Yeah.
We're not putting Ben Marshall in there before someone.
No. Speaking of Ben Marshall, he signed for... Speaking of Ben Marshall, he signed for Ecclesfield Town today.
He scored an absolute screamer against Blackburn, was it?
No, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
He only scored screamers. He scored a few screamers.
He did.
And his attitude, it was all happened at Barnsley away is when it all started to go downhill.
Barnes over Dyer.
Nobody fancy Damari Gray for a nomination.
But listen, if it was based on goals,
that ego's bigger than his football ability. That bloke, I'm telling you.
If it was based on important goals, then yeah, Cardiff away. But apart from that, well, his attitude was stinking.
What are we saying? We've got Knockout, we've got Harvey Barnes, we've got Lloyd Dyer.
Mahrez, yeah.
Mahrez is nailed on. Mahrez is absolutely nailed on. There's no.
I think Mahrez nailed on. Guppy nailed on. I think, in my opinion.
And Albrighton.
Yeah,
Allbrine's nailed on. Allbrine is definitely nailed on.
It's the last one, isn't it? What you choose out of the three?
Clibbo, pick one.
Out of.
Give us one of the old guys because I don't want to have too much. But why don't we put Keith Weller in there? One for the oldies.
Yes.
Like, you can't put like Paul Gallagher over a Keith Weller though. Like you can't do that.
I would if you go old guard for me, Weller, Linex. So I need to narrow that down.
One of those.
I think Weller.
My favourite players, so I'm going to go Linex.
All right, Linex.
Steve Linex. He was good at West Brom.
It's a great name as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
It just sounds like Links, innit? Steve Links.
It sounds a bit like sex as well, so it sounds good.
Well, it is. He was playing with Lineker. Linex-Lineker partnership. Incredible.
This is the latest we've ever been on a stream. It's 10 to 11. It's mad.
He must have said line sex,
These shows are good though. That's what I'm saying.
Can we just before we continue, Jack? Can we just say everybody that's watched it from the get-go? We've been on live for an hour and 46 minutes and 47 seconds.
Yeah, bloody. Let's rattle through it. I want to eat some food. I'm starving. I've got a biryani waiting for me downstairs. The wife got a takeaway.
Go on, Jack.
The last one, strikers.
Wow.
I think we all know a few very
top of the list, JV.
Vardy Lineker for me. Vardy Lineker.
I want to put Heskey. Heskey has to be on there. Emil was not. It's not just he was a brilliant player. He's actually a brilliant bloke as well. He's a top bloke, the most humble, nice, gentle human being you would ever meet. Just don't get him angry. But he was brilliant. He was a Liverpool fan as well. But anyway, Emil Heskey got to be in there. So destructive. Barry Hales, come on.
Oh my days, they've got that goal against Crystal Palace.
Who's the guy we got who used to play for Derby? Steve
Howard.
Steve Howard, yeah.
Goal against Leeds.
Yeah. Dave Nugent played for us.
David Nugent.
Scored a lot of goals.
David Nugent.
Brian Dean.
Ewan Roberts.
Ewan
Roberts scored a lot of goals for us. Julian Joachim.
Yeah, little bastard.
I used to teach his
I forgot to add one, but it was just in the midfielders. I'll forget it otherwise. He only played one season for us, and Ross and Clibbo, I remember his name, played one season, mid-90s, and we bought him and then we sold him. He was absolutely unbelievable.
Jack, can you get it up? Jack?
I don't know. I think I might have to.
What I sent you. Get it up, mate. You got it.
Which player am I talking about, Ross? Midfielder, mid-90s. We got promoted. We bought him. I think he was our record signing that summer, and then we sold him for a record signing as well. He was unbelievable.
Was it 96-7?
A bit earlier than that, 94-5, I think it was.
Mark Robbins?
We got him from Southampton. We sold him to Villa.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable
Draper.
Mark Draper. Mark Draper was a fantastic footballer. He was beautiful footballer. He was. Gary Parker. Yeah. Gary Parker was. We didn't have him for too long, but Gary Parker was a hell of a baller as well.
Can we just talk about Gary Lineker?
Yeah, go on. Sorry, we're on strikers. Yeah, Gary. So what? Look, this is like Gary Lineker. I was too young to remember. So I know Gary Lineker. I remember him. I remember his Everton season where he scored a lot of goals. Scored the first goal in the FA Cup final in '86. And I know Gary Lineker's England career, '86 World Cup and onwards. But what was Gary Lineker's Leicester career like?
Well, he's...
Oh shit! Who was that meant to be? I mean, the third third one. Who is that meant to be?
It's a cross between Daka or Tielemans. It looks a bit like both.
That looks like Claude Makelele.
I think it looks more like Mendy.
That looks like Messi at the end.
Yeah, but I was saying my Mount Rushmore, so I made one.
Mine does look like David Luiz.
It looks like fucking Leo Sayer.
You make me feel like dancing.
What's that? Zanetti, did it?
So this is the one I made earlier. Obviously, like I said, one of them is supposed to be Muzzy, is it? But it looks about as much as Muzzy as it is I'm. So obviously you've got
looks like Julio Caesar.
You've got Jamie Vardy, Kasper Schmeichel, Vichai. That one there, that one's supposed to be Muzzy, is it? By the way. All right.
Oh, we forgot a man. Matty Fryer, by the way.
Oh, sorry, he's got to be on there. Sorry. Along with Vardy, Matty Fryer was unbelievable. You know, considering League One, we had to get out of that season. And if it weren't for Matty Fryer's goals, we wouldn't have got out of League One.
I forgot another winger as well. Sorry, I keep getting... I'm sorry, Ross. Matt Piper. The last goal at Filbert Street. Matty Piper. What? And, you know, in terms of Leicester career, I'm not just going to count playing career. The fact that he still works, you know, Leicester City is still a big part of his life. And he passionately, and he's brilliant. And he's coming on our channel later in the summer. Matty Piper.
Another one, then. You talk another one. Now, he did turn up mostly in the Championship. Jordan Stewart.
Yeah,
he was left back. He was all right. Yeah. Ian Hume, yeah. A lot of strikers here. So, who are we going to pick? Top four. Who are they?
Right, Vardy's got to be number one.
Heskey. Yeah, I like that.
Gary Lineker.
Claridge.
Lineker.
Oh, Stevie Claridge. He scores a goal to get you promoted in the playoff final and scores the winning goal in the cup final to win a trophy.
I'm sorry, I think Claridge has got to be there.
I agree with you, Ross. You got to have. He scores two of the biggest goals of our history.
Steve Claridge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
100%. So you've got Vardy. Who we got? Vardy, Heskey, Claridge. Lineker. And I would say Lineker, in my opinion.
Right. So I'm going to run through the votes now of everything that's been done. So
we forgot to mention Okazaki just for a shout. I'm not the best of, but thank you, Shinji. We love you. That was all.
I mean, that guy played a pivotal part in our Premier League winning season. By the way, that overhead kick by Newcastle doesn't go not thinking about.
His work rate, his little pest. His little pest.
Scored some important goals.
Oh my God! This one was not mentioned.
Paul Dickoff. That's what you're going to mention, isn't it? All right.
Oh, his name is Leonardo. Less is number 23.
He deserves a mention.
I can't believe we've not mentioned Leonardo Joa.
To think what he did though when Vardy weren't playing, that guy stepped up massively.
The earthquake goal.
Yeah, the one against Norwich.
So we got Vardy's for sure, Heskey's for sure.
Claridge is for sure.
Claridge is for sure. And who's the fourth? Lineker. Did Lineker? But okay. But if Lineker was obviously in terms of talent, clearly heads and shoulders. Mind you, actually, what's he doing now?
What's he done now? What have you done?
Oh my God! This is a blooper. Oh my God! Jack, please put this picture up.
Climo and Manny.
No, it's me.
Is it?
It's me. I swear. Is that me?
Why does Clibo look like Ozzy Osbourne?
That's Clibo and Manny. That's Clibo and Manny.
Oh, I thought it was me. It looks like me.
My battery's going to die in a minute. Hurry up, let me see it.
Here you go, Jack.
Come on, Jack.
Lots, can you get it up?
It's shared, look.
Hey! That's a bit personal.
Do you know what? That's what would happen if me and Manny had a baby. That's our child right there.
Hey, Clibo, you look like you're in Breaking Bad.
Who was that guy?
I look like I'm having a shit.
Who's that one on the end?
Have you got a little meth lab on the side or something?
You definitely look like that villain.
Why does the Manny one look like Rishi Sunak?
So I like the hair though. He's done a good job with the hair. I like the ripples of the hair. I like that.
You got to do one of me and Jack locks.
That is well good. I like
me and Mr. Whistle.
I've used up all my free.
Oh, have you? Oh, that's a shame.
That is well good.
That's brilliant.
Right, so the last striker then. So we'll take Lineker out of there. Who are we putting in? So we've got Heskey.
Who did important things for us?
I think Fryer, in my opinion. Because you can also say Steve Howard. Yeah, true. Yeah, he has got a point, to be fair. Yeah, he do look like Dr. Octopus.
For an 180-minute game tomorrow, bloody hell.
Yeah, I would say Fryer, I think.
Someone said for Chandler, yeah, but not many of us are actually going to know, are we?
Hold on. What about Frank Worthington? Like, every single person of that era tells me that he was just Mr. Box Office.
Chandler, though, look at his goal-scoring record. I've got to be honest with you, you've been very hard pushed to argue against that.
All right, go on, Clubbo. You guys tell us.
Chandler or Worthington?
Historically, if you look, I mean, you just Google his stats for Leicester.
I've been in person.
I know he was probably smoking a pipe at half-time, but do you know what I mean?
A few people have mentioned Chandler, so I think we should get him in.
I think he's all-time top block.
Right.
But then he's got to be in. We can't just be blind to what guys did before we just happened to be plugged into what was going on.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so worst managers, we got Taylor, McGee, Megson and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Worst goalkeepers, Rob Douglas, Kevin Pressman, Ricardo, Danny Ward. Ryan McGivern, Matt Mills, Zach Whitbread, Ryan Bertrand is the defence. Junior Lewis, Dennis Wise, Adrian Silva, Buba Samari. Strikers, Akinbaye, Mark De Vries, Roman Bedney, Jan Kermagan is the worst. The best, Martin O'Neill, Nigel Pearson, Claudio Ranieri, Brendan Rodgers. Matt Elliott, Steve Walsh, Wes Morgan, Ricardo Pereira. Muzzy Izzet, N'Golo Kante, Andy King, Yuri Tillemans is all the midfielders. I mean, that'd make an interesting midfield four. Kasper Schmeichel, Peter Shilton, Gordon Banks, Mark Wallington. Mahrez, Albrighton, Guppe, Steve Linux. And Chandler, Vardy, Heskey and Claridge.
Yeah.
And what about an actual best 11 for the sake of everyone else? We'll do it in 4-4-2 fashion.
Yeah, okay. Go on then.
No, so
I'm going to have to duck out, lads. I've got to get out.
Clubbo. Catch
you later.
Later, mate.
Jack, just put the 11 together out of what you've got there, mate. You've got all the players there. So
which keeper are you picking out of the Mount Rushmore ones? One. You can only pick one.
So right, sorry, I'm going to Casper.
We've got 8 goalkeepers.
Casper.
I tell you, we've got to go Casper.
I'm picking Casper. Definitely picking Casper. I'm definitely going Casper.
Right, so Schmeichel's going to be made in the team, so that's number 1. We've not forgot the goalkeeper this time. Defence.
Ricky's right back, clearly.
Yeah, Ricardo. I'll stick with that. We've got to go for Matt Elliott.
And Wes Morgan.
Am I speaking to Zinedine Zidane?
I did a show with I did a Radio Leicester little sort of 5-10 minutes or 5 minutes. It wasn't even, maybe it wasn't even 5 minutes.
What you did there, Manish, mate?
It was the match, the Atletico Madrid match of the Champions League.
Yeah.
And I did with Ian Stringer and Matt Elliott. I did 5 minutes on BBC Radio Leicester and had a little chin wag with Matty Elliott. Guy's an absolute legend. Like, they say don't make it. I tell you what. To me, Ian Stringer was very, very nice. That's what I will say. He was fantastic with me. But Matty Elliott, I mean, a legend on the pitch, a legend off the pitch.
Can I just quickly point out Jerry Taggart? One of my favourite things he ever did in his career. It actually wasn't for Leicester. It was for Stoke. He choked out Dennis Wise in the middle of the pitch. And the funniest part was he got a yellow card because Uriah Rennet, God rest his soul, because he was good friends with Jerry Taggart, just gave him a yellow card and not a red. Honestly, he proper. You know how Pearson choked out Paddy McCarthy, whatever you call him, McCarthy?
You do not want to mess with Jerry Taggart.
I know. What I'm saying is, Sherry Taggart proper choked him out in the middle of the pitch. Now, these days, he would have got about a 10-match suspension, and Uriah Renner just give him a yellow card.
I'm absolutely sure that Dennis Wise deserved it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think
that's probably why they let him off. They're probably like the referee's
absolutely.
I think. Oh, I didn't see it. Do it again. I didn't see it.
Honestly, go on YouTube afterwards. But before we continue, I made this earlier. The Mount Rushmore. He is the godfather.
When the street started, mate, it was
the godfather of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
without doubt.
Basically, he's the godfather. He's the godfather.
So, Schmeichel will be the goalkeeper. We'll have Ricardo, Matt Elliott, Wes Morgan, and Steve Walsh for the defence. Midfield, I'd say Kante and Muzzy is the midfield two in the prime.
Yeah, I like that.
Riyad Mahrez and Steve Guppy is the either wing. So you've got your
Did you pick Guppy over O'Brien?
Guppy, see Mark.
Just not just the Premier League. Don't forget Mark O'Brien in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Champions League. Didn't he score like the first goal and the last goal?
First Champions League goal?
No, the last goal was Vardy. The last was Vardy, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go Mark O'Brien.
Albright, you got to go Albright. He was on a free transfer.
That's true.
Free transfer.
It's so hard to pick in it because obviously you've got what.
Mr. Rushmore of LCFC channel, BTG, Final Whistle, Leicester Till I Die Ants, Leicester Fan Channel.
Look at the one from Frankie.
Yeah, we're not printing that up.
Can I at least read it first? Hang on.
You can read it, but we ain't printing that up.
What's wrong with that?
It's disrespectful.
Is it?
It is.
Has Frankie left a little naughty message?
Right, click on the comment and you'll don't read it out. But
we're not printing the comment up.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't.
He's on about Locks making a picture of it.
Can't see it. Oh, Frankie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but no, the Godfather is that one there right there.
So yeah, Mark O'Brien over Guppy, and then we've got Jamie Vardy and Arthur Chandler. I mean, I don't think it'd get better than that, to be honest.
And pretty much after 2 hours,
and then
summed it up.
And then the only one we've got to choose, boys, is the manager. Who's the manager? Who's the...
Oh my God! Who did we go for? So you went with.
I know I'm picking.
Who did you go with? So you went with obviously Brendan,
and Nigel Pearson, Martin O'Neill, Ranieri.
I'm going Pearson.
It's got to be Pearson. He started the revolution.
I'm going Martin O'Neill.
Oh, it's so hard.
I love to. People, I know that Claudio did what he did and Brendan did what he did, but when Brendan did what he did, we had a brilliant team full of superstar talent that we spent a reasonable amount of money on, and it took years to. What Martin O'Neill did was take a team from the Championship, getting promoted. Imagine that today, got promoted, and in your first season up, we're talking about Premier League survival. We finished mid-table in the Premier League, and we won the League Cup. And that was like our first trophy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was our first trophy since 1971 when we were the Charity Shield.
Let the I tell you what, let the chat.
That does it for me.
The chat knows who it's going to be. If the chat.
Rodgers deserves a shout though. Two fifth place finishes and an FA.
Oh, great! He definitely deserves a shout. Winning the FA Cup. Are you kidding me? What an unbelievable achievement!
It's hard because they're all different eras.
I would say the best football I've ever seen at Leicester City was under Brendan Rodgers.
I would say
the quality play.
Yeah.
1920 before COVID.
Some of the football under them that COVID season was absolutely electric. Electric. Some of that football was.
I would as a shout out, as a quick mention. I know he's not in the top four because I think I was just on the phone to my son when you were on about it. But Mickey Adams has to have a little shout in there, and I'll tell you why very quickly. Considering we went into administration, we were in a transfer embargo. Players were playing for free. We were in a complete mess in regards to off the field. We still got promoted, and players were not. You know how these days where they travel the night before and they're in luxury hotels. People were traveling up on the day, like you know how fans do. And is it Mick or Nick? I can't remember which one it is. Summerby, one of the Summerbys. I think it was Nick Summerby. Play for free on a couple of games, And considering that the crap that it had, and also the business in La Manga, keeping the players together, it's a shout out anyway. Mickey Adams for me.
Chat, who's your manager? Brendan Rodgers, Nigel Pearson, Claudio Ranieri, and of course the man himself. Who else did we go for? Martin O'Neill.
Claudio has the best achievement. He was only here for 1 year.
Yeah.
So
1 and a bit years. Yeah.
So I think we should discount Claudio because, like I said, otherwise we could just.
Overall,
if it was just about winning the title, then the title winners just are the team.
Be Claudio, isn't it?
You could say.
I would go with Pearson because
the fact more O'Neill in it for what they actually built.
Well, let's not forget when Pearson came to us the first time. We were in League One. We had about 100 players. We, got rid of loads of deadwood. Turned Matty Fright into like a goal scoring machine. I know it was obviously it was League One, but still, you got to get the goals to go up there. And then obviously nearly getting into the playoffs. Not going to talk about the game. And then he came back to us. Just think, they always say never go back. Got us, playing again. Got us into the Premier League and did the Great Escape. And obviously, before he got sacked, he brought in the likes of Mahrez. He is responsible for bringing Jamie Vardy to the club. So that on that note, it's got to be Nigel Pearson.
That's a fair point, but I'm just throwing it out there. 3 trips to Wembley in 4 years, 3 League Cup finals in 4 years, and imagine Leicester doing that today. 3 League Cup finals in 4 years. Don't be silly. But we did it in the 90s. When Leicester were still at Filbert Street with a capacity of 21,000 and hardly any money, to finish 3 League Cup finals in 4 years and win 2 of them, and the one we lost, we should have won that one too against Spurs.
Was it?
That was probably the one we played the best in.
Robbie Savage got Justin Edinburgh sent off in that game.
So to do that with not just that, but with a collection of like such top blokes, like unbelievable guys, like group of lads. Not just the first team ones, but people like Ian Marshall, and who used to come in and chip in. Julian Watts, Spencer Pryor, all these guys, Frank Sinclair. So many guys.
Although to be fair though, when I said about Pearson responsible for bringing Vardy in, Martin O'Neill was responsible for bringing in Muzzy, is it? So that's another one. So that's it.
So who are you going for out of the 3?
So if I go with Pearson, Manny goes
My
with...
vote's Pearson.
2 for Pearson, 1 for O'Neill.
I've gone with Pearson. You've gone... So Manny's gone with O'Neill. You've gone with Pearson. It's down to you, Jax. If you go with Pearson, then it's Pearson. If you go with O'Neill, it's up to the comments.
Ooh.
I remember Martin O'Neill's football for a short period. I won't remember the 95 or whenever it was. I'd go over Nigel Pearson because I've witnessed everything with Nigel, the Great Escape, the Championship winning, the League One winning.
Ostrich.
Take away the playoffs, the Ostrich Gate and all that. The Liverpool one. We're not going to talk about
the Leicester fans. What was Ross? Tell them what the Leicester fans nicknamed Martin O'Neill.
It was. Hang on. Oh my God.
It was easy. I'm pretty sure they nicknamed him God.
Yeah.
I think they nicknamed him God. They used to nickname him God.
We'll go with Martin.
Ooh, sorry, Nigel. Nigel was unbelievable, but it was the fact that
I just hope he's not watching this.
But look, Nigel did unbelievable. Take us up, secured us, put all the foundations in. But Martin O'Neill also took us from the Championship to the Premier League, but he kept us in the Premier League mid-table year after year with no money, and 3 League Cup finals in 4 years, including 2, not 1, 2 trophies. Two trophies.
By literally that much, it's going to be Martin O'Neill. He got Matt Elliott playing up front. He got Martin O'Neill. Sorry, he got Matt Elliott playing up front. Now these days, back in the day when we're 2-1 down and Matt Elliott's going up front for the last 10 minutes. Considering obviously he went up there and he banged a few in.
I don't think there's a wrong answer between Pearson and O'Neill.
No.
Frankie's got a good point. O'Neill could have won an FA Cup. Erling Johnson dived for that penalty at the bridge.
Isn't that when the balls absolutely took out Chris Sutton with the elbow to the throat?
Walsh playing up front as well.
We had a few players that did that. I remember Matty Elliott smashing Michael Owen at Anfield with an elbow across the chin. Absolutely poleaxed him. Like this little kid got absolutely mashed by Matty Elliott.
Do you know when Walsh elbowed Chris Sutton?
Yeah.
Do you know if it wasn't for that, I think Matt Elliott wouldn't have played that League Cup final. Or it's either that or Taggart. Because Walsh talks about it. I think he actually said it on your show, Jack.
The most what?
Niche.
Most niche.
What does that mean?
Niche means like random, like a random player, but there's a reason that he's kind of memorable. So he doesn't have to be the best, doesn't have to be the worst. It can just be like, let's rephrase that and call it like a random player that sticks in your mind that people that people don't normally think of.
Gary Taylor.
GTF, yeah. To me, Theo Zagorakis.
GTF.
Arnold Laudson, I swear he used to go to a bowling alley and shine his head.
It's because of his nickname, because my mate always used to call him Lee Pisspot, but Lee Philpott, my mate always used to go on about Lee Philpott. You used to always talk about Lee Philpott. I don't know why.
Yeah, Shakey's in that coaching staff all day.
Yeah.
I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, Kevin Russell, for you older guys, I remember. Rooster was a legend.
Do you know what sticks out for me? Because he was only 18 years old when he scored against Nottingham Forest at the Walker Stadium at the time, the second Tommy Wright. Okay. Because remember, we had original Tommy Wright back in the 80s. Tommy Wright, we played against Forest for the first time in 2003. Right, we scored. It was a shot from Jordan Stewart. Good save from the goalkeeper. Right and put it in the back of the net. Tommy Wright.
With Ross and Manny Locks to just sit and listen to it.
And
they can both go back so far between.
And not just that. The first ever goal.
Ross's memory recall is unbelievably impressive. I worry about your social life that you can remember all of these facts. You're like a walking, talking Leicester City encyclopedia.
I did get you stuck over there when I said about the first football team to have poppers on the shirts, and it was Leicester.
Yeah, I've blocked 2000 to 2012 like out of my mind. It
was 2003.
It's like 12 years, or pretty roughly. I basically blocked most of it out of my mind. I can't remember much from that. I remember a lot about Little and O'Neill, and obviously from King Power onwards. But those dark years of like from Harry Bassett onwards was. Ugh.
I tell you another Mount Rushmore. So this would be for another show because it's nearly midnight. Do you know you said about Mount Rushmore of players, managers?
We should do games.
Yes.
Best and worst.
Or not bloody now. We've been on for hours.
I said not now.
We ain't doing any more.
I said for another time. Yeah, I think as well as games.
Starving. I've got chicken biryani, and my wife got me a tandoori chicken starter as well.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, as well as games, goals.
Where's the chili paneer, mate? Chili paneer.
I love a garlic cheese.
I'm not a paneer fan. The texture's weird.
So for another time, Jack, I think that's a great one. Games and goals.
Yeah, we'll end it.
Yeah, you could do goals. Yeah.
What we've done. Thank you to everybody who's watched the Leicester City Mount Rushmore. If you're watching this on playback, you've got about 2 hours to watch, by the way. But we have covered everything.
I'm going to let me send out the picture for me. So I want to go forward this.
We've covered the best and the worst of the past and present Leicester City players and managers, attackers, midfielders, goalkeepers, defenders, managers. You name it, we've covered it. And there's been quite a lot.
There's one thing I'd like to say before the last comment, though, but Ross is right. We talked about players, we talked about managers, but the most important figure ever at Leicester City is that gentleman.
Can you put it on the big screen, my screen, Jack, a second?
The most important person in the history of this football club, right now.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Absolutely.
That guy was the creator of what Leicester City was built. He built the empire.
He's basically the good version of the emperor.
He's basically God. Let's be honest. That guy is legacy.
He is the architect of the most unbelievable achievement in the history of all sport worldwide ever. That's ridiculous. That's just unbelievable what he's done. I mean, never in a billion years would I thought Leicester could win the Premier League, and that's why a lot of these modern times everyone goes, "Oh, you're a King Power apologist." It's just that you've achieved it's like we've completed the game. We've completed football. Like, we shouldn't really get too upset because that man delivered. I mean, not just the league. If that wasn't enough, an FA Cup to go with it too. I mean, absolutely crazy.
One thing is for certain: if it wasn't for Milan Mandaric, he wouldn't be our chairman. It wouldn't have been our chairman. Because
well, Ross, I met Milan Mandaric, spoke to him for 30 minutes, and I said to him, one of the first things I said to him was thank you, and he looked at me like strange. Said, I'm a Leicester fan, and I want to thank you for finding those owners, because if you didn't find those owners, then the whole story doesn't go on. So arguably, you were the catalyst that started the process of us winning the league. You know what the first thing he said to me was, I should have held on to it, I would have made a fortune.
Do you know what? I'm saying, who said it on? It was on your show, Jack. So I mentioned. Oh, it was Rob Tanner. He said about he could have a conversation with Milan Mandaric straight up.
He'd tell you everything and anything about transfers, who he's bringing in, and whatever. He weren't bothered.
Well, that sets a chain reaction. Yeah, exactly. If it ain't for Milan Mandaric selling it to Vichai, none of this would be happening. In regards to 2010 and onwards, ups and downs, but the biggest times of our, good times and the bad, we always back the lads.
One thing we will say, we've won it fucking home. We've won the English set, and we've enjoyed some fucking years, let's be honest, as Leicester fans. We've won the whole English set now, and if Champions League does come in about 50 years' time, so be it. We might all not be here, to be honest, to witness it, but we have witnessed greatness.
It's my contention. It's why I sometimes get upset with the fans, but it's my contention that Leicester fans are basically the luckiest fans of any team in any sport, because not only how many clubs our size have won what we've won, but it's not just that. There's always something going on. There's always some kind of drama. It's never boring, and that's what you want when you support. You don't want to be like Stoke stuck in 11th every season under Tony Pulis, just being bored out of your mind. You want to have something going on, whether it's relegation, promotion, drama, winning things. Absolutely crazy. So I think we are. Imagine people like Wolfie and Forest fans for the last 15, 20 years having to suck it up every year and watch us win. How much have we done in 20 years? Imagine Derby fans. Having to watch noisy neighbours like us.
Man,
and we're getting upset that we got promoted in the Premier League. Mate, they dream to be even in the playoffs.
Like I said, we are one of the only 5 clubs to win the top 3 division, the top 3 English trophies, meaning Premier League, FA Cup and League Cup since the millennium. The fact that we're on that list is unbelievable.
The sixth most successful club in the Premier League era.
That comments that. Another season to come, boys. It's 4 weeks away.
I've just realised something, Jack. Do you know it's 10 years. 10 years since we won the Premier League on the 2nd of May.
Yeah.
It's the same day we play Blackburn away, on the exact day. Can you imagine if we go there? Let's pretend we don't have a points deduction. Let's pretend we don't have a points deduction just for this moment. Can you imagine on that day?
Relegated though this season.
Can you imagine on that day, the 10th year anniversary of winning the Premier League? Yeah. We win. I know it's not the big one. I know it's the Championship. In the style that we do it.
Well, we've won it most times now, but we're going to leave it with that comment. But Ross, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that's watched it for 2 hours and 18 minutes and 43 seconds.
Blimey, really? Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long. Thank you, Jack.
We've had a chat. We've enjoyed it. Time's gone fast. Hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. You've stuck by us for this amount of time. I don't know how you do it, but the support by everybody is amazing. BTG. Luton.
You said that wrong then.
I know. I normally call it BTG.
Britain's Got Talent.
Britain's Got Talent.
Now, both channels do a great job. We do cover Leicester City as much as we can. We try and give you the best content, and we get the great people on. And
so just quickly though, so if Britain's Got Talent has 4 judges, and BTG's got 4 judges, who's Simon Cowell, who's Alicia, who's Amanda?
You are 100% Simon Cowell, manny.
What?
Yeah.
Nah,
I just feel like
I'm David Williams.
Man, you're the
I'm
strict
David
one.
Williams.
no. I tell you, you'd be
I think
Locks.
Neil could definitely go.
No, I tell
man.
you, you'd be Locks. Piers Morgan.
You know
Mate,
what?
Leicester great again.
I've got you there.
I'll take it.
You'll take that.
That is not bad.
Appreciate it. Take care, Ross.
Cheers, boys.
See you later. Manny, all the best.
Thank you all. Knackered. I'm looking forward to my tandoori chicken and chicken biryani. Here we come. Oh, can't wait.
It. Go and enjoy it.
Night.
Locks, what's coming up on blue tinted glasses?
We've got a watch along tomorrow because us on BTG are armchair fans. We're not home and away like Mr. Whistle over here. So are you going to Seagrave?
I'm not going. No, I had to.
Oh, you're not.
I had to choose between one or the other. The club actually put it on me. They said you either choose Peterborough, or Luton. It's to make it fair. It's fair to make it fair between the fans. I understand.
Right, got you.
But I will be going Preston away, first league away game. I will be at Huddersfield away in the cup, so I'll be there.
Yeah.
But my last league game was Leyton Orient, I believe. The one I missed, was it 2008? I think it was.
Well, this one don't count. This one don't count. Yeah, this one don't count. They
pre-season. I'm not going to go to either and travel all the way over there because it's a bit short notice.
And mate, it's going to be long and it's going to be hot, so it's probably a good thing you're missing it. So, but yeah, watch along tomorrow, mate. Good morning, Foxes Sunday.
Hopefully, hear more about Cifuentes. Hopefully, it gets announced before the game tomorrow.
I saw you on the phone the other night, and then 10 minutes later, Dorset drops. Have you not got any final whistle sources for us now on when we're going to hear the news?
There's honestly nothing. Leicester are keeping this announcement very close to the chest at this minute in time. Well, you know what it's like, Locks, with the media bits, the photo shoots and everything like that they like to add in. And, you know, it says it's time where Leicester have got to sort of get it done. But hopefully we might hear something tomorrow morning. It might be after the game. I think
if you remember, Jack,
going to be there and watch, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you remember, Jack, was it last summer? Like just before one of the preseason friendlies, they announced Buonanotte on loan. So maybe they'll announce it.
It was Lawrence last season.
Yeah, maybe so, yeah. But maybe they'll do some, announce it like, I don't know, 12 o'clock. And then the game starts at 3. He's there watching, maybe something like that. Because Top's going to be there. And, you know, John Rudkin will be. So it'd be nice if the manager's there as well.
There we go. Yeah. But cheers, Locks.
See you, mate.
Right, that is it. Take care, everyone. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't subscribed already. If you're watching this on playback, let me know your thoughts on it. As we covered Leicester City, Mount Rushmore. Worst defenders, goalkeepers, manager, midfielders, attackers. We also did the best of it all as well. We also chose the best 11. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe and thanks for watching. Night all. Really hope everyone enjoys the late night whistle, by the way. It is a new thing we are doing, so appreciate it. Take care, and I'll catch you again tomorrow for another stream on the channel as Leicester take on Luton in pre-season.